Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nerd on the Street 5-year anniversary live stream. I'm Jacob Kaufman, and with me today we've got
Stephanie Tsunami.
And Michael.
Today we are gathered here to celebrate 5 years of Nerd on the Street. We are having some issues with our video calling here. But, if you're in the audience, say hello. I see we've got a few viewers there. Hopefully we'll get some more. We've already got more than we did last year. At the 4-year live stream, we only had 1 viewer. So the fact that looks like we have 3 right now, at least, is an improvement.
Are we on the website?
Yes, I am on the website, and...
Because I'm waiting for it to pop up, and it's still not.
Let's see here. Alright, video just came back up for you guys, so that's great. And do you not see it popped up yet?
Mm-mm.
I got a response from somebody in the chat, so I think that we are streaming. And let's see if there's a way I can make the video here switch automatically.
They said that they're on Beam, so let me try that.
I'm on the website, and the Smashcast embed is working. Just about like half of these streaming websites we stream to changed their name in the past month or two. Did anyone else notice that?
It's working on Beam.
It's good to hear. Well, it's not called Beam anymore. It's called Mixer now.
That's weird.
Yeah. Hitbox is now Smashcast. Twitch is still Twitch, so Stephanie's all good. You don't gotta worry about this crap with all the renaming. So how you guys doing?
I'm good.
I am great after I graduated.
Yeah.
It just...
When was that?
That was 6 days ago.
Cool.
And everyone... So when you guys graduated, do you remember everyone asking you constantly, are you excited? Are you excited? Are you ready to graduate?
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I'm ready to graduate. No, I'm not excited. And then, I kept telling people, I'm like, how about you ask me when I get there?
Yeah.
And it didn't actually hit me that I was excited to graduate until they handed me my diploma and I was walking down the aisle to get my photo taken.
That was when the excitement hit?
Yeah. And then when we were walking out, I almost started crying just because it's me. But I was like, after I left the parking lot, I was like, all right, I just want some ice cream now. I was done.
Yeah, I don't know if I was excited, but I can agree that the reality hit for me, like, when I was at the graduation, like, this is it, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thanks for joining us this morning, guys, and Adam and Mark, the other 2 people in our sort of company here, are not here today, but we've got Stephanie and Michael and I are going to be talking about Nerd on the Street, I guess, and anyone in the chat who wants to talk about specific things, if anyone's got questions or comments about anything Nerd on the Street's done in the past 5 years since I uploaded that first video. It's been 5 years and 1 day. Go ahead and post it. We can start off. In a little bit, we're going to play a video from that me and Adam recorded in advance, and one of the things I asked him was, what's the favorite thing that you've done for Nerd on the Street? You guys, I guess, Michael's been in just about as much as Adam, maybe not Stephanie, but what's the favorite, what's your guys' favorite stuff you've done with us? We'll start with
my favorite would
You
be
go
Extra
first.
Live. The Extra Live streams have been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The one that I was a part of.
Yeah, you were at 2016. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the extra live streams, and I'm hoping that next year we're able to do like a lot of newer stuff.
What do you mean by newer stuff?
Like, I really want to help out with if we need any equipment. I want to help get some equipment. I want to help kind of figure out what games we play and when, where. I don't know. I just kind of want to be more helpful for next year.
For Extra Life specifically?
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Okay.
Stephanie, I know you haven't been involved with Display seasons 1 or 2. Michael, so you say that Extra Life, you enjoyed that more than Displaced, you think?
Displaced was fun too. Displaced was just there's a lot more.
There's a
knew
lot
that
more
was gonna
work.
happen. It was a lot more work for sure, and I'm gonna shut this. No.
Yeah, that's fine. You can shut that off.
The website is still not showing that we're live streaming. There are some people in the chat saying, like, are we starting yet? Yes, we are,
On
but-
live.nots.co?
Correct.
Yeah, no, I got Random Dude and Postal One says, are we starting soon? I am watching it on the website. Let me refresh. I mean, you have to click the play button.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something they're missing.
I don't know. That might be a new thing with Smashcast where you have to click the play button, but yeah, I reloaded it and it is working for me.
Okay. Maybe I'm just used to it just automatically playing.
When you clicked play, did it start working?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, Adam said that Extra Life was the most fun thing that he's done, but Displaced was more rewarding, he felt like, from a production point of view. But, yeah, Displaced was certainly not quite as much rush. It's more just, like, tedious, time-consuming, that kind of thing. Can you guys still hear me? Alright. Okay. Welcome to freaking Nerd on the Street, everyone. This is part of the
there
problem
he
with
is.
our company. This is part of the problem is that Jacob can never get the tech working right, but we also don't have access to all the tech that we need. We don't have a stable video calling solution. And it makes it really hard to do...
Two Jacobs.
Are there two Jacobs? Can you hear me
Yeah.
twice?
Yeah.
No.
I
just
got
said
a yes
yes.
and a no.
No, I can't. Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Yeah, man. So we did get a question in the chat from Random Dude. What is R? And what he's referring to there. Now, normally I've got a white wall right here, and it's got a tarp over it because minutes before we were starting, Michael can confirm that there was construction going on in the room next to me. So they're knocking the wall down over there, and so they told me to put a tarp up in case my wall falls down, so the wall doesn't get all over my stuff. Which is just, I hate that I have to deal with that crap, but, you know, normally there's a poster there, though, and it's not there today because I took it down because, you know, it might have fallen down. Random Dude always asks, all he can see on the poster is the letter R, and he always asks what the letter is. So that's kind of an interesting, that leads into something else that I was going to talk about. So that R is the R on my Ruby poster that is normally up there. And Ruby, RWBY, is a show that Rooster Teeth makes. Now, the reason I've got a poster of that is because last year me and Adam went to RTX 2016. And I got that poster signed by two of the creators of the show, Miles Luna and Carrie Shawcross. So I had that poster hung up because those two people who signed it are kind of inspirational to me because they are extremely successful online content creators. Not to mention I do enjoy the show. But I've got that poster hung up. And I actually like that it's not up right now because I do think it looks kind of unprofessional in a video shot. Have I complained to either of you guys about rotoscoping yet?
No.
No.
Alright, yeah, and that's because I haven't talked to you in a while. But, like, Adam and Mark have been hearing about this for weeks. So I recorded a video. I've got a nice 4K monitor in front of me right now. and I recorded an unboxing of it like a month ago. But that unboxing, in the background of it, it had half of that Ruby poster in it. And I thought, you know what? I like the poster. I can justify having it up, but I don't like that it's in this video because it looks kind of unprofessional. So from now on, I've been angling all the camera shots in all my videos to make sure that it's not in the shot. But for that one video, I was like, you know what? I'm going to rotoscope it out and blur it out because it's okay. Like it'll look like just a poster that's out of focus. Even though since I'm using an HD camera, everything's always in focus. It'll look just like a poster that's out of focus, and I won't be given Rooster Teeth advertisement and whatever. So I went and started rotoscoping that, and I'm like halfway through. Like 3 or 4 weeks after starting, I'm halfway through rotoscoping that. That was the dumbest idea. And I don't know, Michael, if you remember the last time I tried to rotoscope a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because back at the Nerd Street studio in my old basement, I had a green screen, but then Katie and Live didn't always have a great green screen effect. So then once I just tried rotoscoping myself out of the green screen, and that also took a stupid amount of time. Rotoscoping is never worth it. Just a public service announcement. If you ever think to yourself, maybe I should rotoscope this, no, you either just leave it as is or re-record it if you can. This I couldn't re-record because it's an unboxing, but it's never worth it. Now that I've started, though, and I've sunk so many hours into rotoscoping, I kind of want to finish, like, just for the sake of completing it. But, yeah. So, yeah, I've been up to the new show on our tech channel, Rolling Release. Have you guys, either of you seen any episodes of that yet?
I have not.
I haven't either. I've been so busy with work.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I do have a job now, in case I don't know just how out of the loop you guys are. I think I told you, though, that I do have a job now, so I can at least relate to having a job. And Adam is also working, so we're all dealing with that problem here.
We're all making money.
Yep.
Yeah.
You told me before school got out.
Yeah.
You had told me.
Yeah,
about
I
that.
was in training back when school was still in session, so yeah.
Well, because they offered it to me too, but I turned it down.
Yeah.
We have another question in the chat. Random Dude asks, will anyone be watching E3?
I can probably answer. Stephanie will probably be watching E3. You can answer for yourself. I don't think me or Michael will. Just guessing. That's my guess.
I will not be.
I actually, so that Extra Life t-shirt design
Yeah.
that you sent me a message about, I had something in mind, but because there were just so many things to do in that span of time,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually get a chance to sit on my computer and make something, so I missed the deadline, or like it was the day of that it was that I should have sent it in.
Yeah.
And that was the one day that my teacher decided to give me a project to do. And that night I had work, and I wasn't going to stay up until midnight to turn something in that probably wasn't even going to make it. But that if I would have been able to enter into that, and I would have won, and my design would have made the shirt, I would have had free tickets to go to E3. So I don't know if I want to like watch and be upset over not
Just see
going.
all the things you're missing.
Yes. But depending on what goes on and where my life is at that moment, I might be able to watch. See what I should, what I don't want to miss next year.
Yeah. I just knew that you're like a gamer more than me or Michael. So, because I mean, at least a little, right? You do streams and stuff.
A little.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I actually, the last video that I posted on my YouTube channel was the Extra Life stream, and I haven't posted anything. I haven't even touched my Twitter since then. I haven't live streamed, and I don't know what I'm gonna do this summer. I don't know what I'm gonna do when college hits.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
Yeah. It's a lot of uncertainty, and that's what I was feeling last year. Now, last year, I actually seriously thought about ending Nerd on the Street after 4 years, because I was like, you know what, this is a clean break. We're not in the middle of anything right now. We've had a good 4 years. I don't know what's going to happen. I decided to keep doing Nerd on the Street through college. I made that decision last year, and then throughout this past year, college has very nearly killed the company. Because we haven't put out a whole lot of content. Now we are still putting stuff out. We've done things since Extra Life, so we're not completely dead. But like the first year that Nerd on the Street was around, we put out 60 videos. The second year we were around, we put out 45 videos, but that was not counting Displaced Season 1. This year, we put out like 12, maybe 16 videos. It really, really slowed down, and part of that has been not having the location to do it anymore. Part of it has been not just having the time to do it anymore, because yeah, we all are working now, and we're still going to school, and yeah, I've got a little bit more time now that summer has hit. But even now, so I started work on the highlight reel, the Nerd on the Street 5-year highlight reel. This year I decided, instead of doing a montage, since we didn't add that many tech videos, doing a 5-year montage that's just the same thing as the 4-year montage plus like 12 more seconds wouldn't be worth it, basically. So I decided to make a highlight reel instead and kind of highlight some of the non-tech things that we've done. So I started that. It was probably over a week ago. I was up till 5 a.m. last night working on it, and it's not even completely done. You're going to see a preview of it during this stream, and then I'll finish it up and upload it to YouTube later. But yeah, where were we going with that? I mean, yeah, we're all stressed for time, and haven't done a whole lot. I don't know. I think there was somewhere I was going with that. If anyone else wants to pick that back up again.
In the chat, Random Dude says hashtag extended cut.
Yeah.
Wants to see all of it.
Yeah, this is more like the condensed cut, because it doesn't have quite everything in it yet. I did not have time to go. I got through everything. So one of the things in the highlight reel obviously was Extra Life, because that's one of the best things we've done is Extra Life. I got through all of the Extra Life things that we've edited so far. Did not have time to go through the 16 hours of footage that we haven't edited yet. The stuff that I've edited, I already knew where to go to get the highlights. Like, I had in mind, oh, I'll go and pick out this line from here, but since I haven't watched the other 16 hours, I didn't get there. So yeah, this will be a slightly shorter version.
You should put a montage of all the times we rang the bell.
Yeah. That's an idea. Maybe that can be a standalone video.
That can be like our precursor to next year's Extra Life.
Start it with a montage of all the bell rings.
Yeah.
From last year. Yeah.
Get their attention. I mean, that's pretty alarming. Play a video and all of a sudden you hear a bunch of ringing.
Yeah, it was alarming, especially when the audio was clipping and stuff. Yeah, Michael, we got to talk about that production for next year, because there were some audio things going on during that stream, but for the most part, it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, I've already talked to some people.
Is this a dramatic pause, or did you crash again? Did I crash again? Can you hear me? Hey, Nerd on the Street. Thank you for coming to Nerd on the Street, everybody. We're still streaming. This is not the end, but I just want to let you all know that that we don't have technology that works, even though we're a technology YouTube channel. I'm going ahead and refreshing Jitsi, and you guys can hang with me for now, because, hey, I'm cool. So, Random Dude, where is McDoodly? McDoodly is celebrating his 21st birthday. Apparently, he's in a party bus with his friends, and I think that's a lame thing to do when the Nerd on the Street 5-year thing's going on, but, you know, he hasn't been here that long, so he is celebrating his birthday, doing whatever crazy stuff that Jacob would know nothing about, so. The stream is still stable. It's, yeah, Chromium. Maybe I should try, I don't want to open up Firefox, because then my 1,000 tabs will open up. And you know that's not going to be good for the stream either. Oh, I clicked wait instead of kill. That was the problem here. Hashtag internet crash. Yeah, hashtag Jacob needs a location that's not a bedroom.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, hey, that was another crash. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Michael, the last thing I heard was we've talked to some people, and I was bracing for, like, bad news when you paused.
No, actually, what I was saying was I talked to the main audio guy at the church where we did that, and as long as we're in the same location for next year, we'll be able to use the better audio console.
Oh, really?
So that will help with that, and even if we're not, I have one we can borrow, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
proper metering.
I am not taking that for granted. I am still, like, backup planning for Adam's basement in case we can't get that location again. But I really hope that we can. I will ask them when the time comes closer because that was really, really cool last year.
It was really nice to have a lot of space, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that you don't need that, like, that much space,
yeah,
but
not quite that much.
It's comforting.
Yeah. Even just watching the 2015 stream, I really, like, that was cool being in our own space for that. So right now, I have about 0 space, and watching those Extra Life streams, it's really like, man, what happened? So this green screen, can you guys tell what this is, the setup I'm in?
There's a green screen and a tarp.
Right, well, I'm at a standing desk in the corner of my room. This green screen is actually hanging up. That's the wall, and then it's hanging up on the ceiling fan of the room. I've got a little quadrant of my room sectioned off for Nerd on the Street, but we went from having an entire basement to the company now consists of a tiny corner of this bedroom. It's really gone downhill, which is a shame. But yeah, we'll see if we can get some cool locations for our Extra Life stream next year, and yeah, it'd be great if we could improve the audio. I know we had talked about, like, the Yetis, we're going to have them plugged in analog instead of digital so that we don't have to deal with USB bus speeds or bus limitations and silly technical things like that. We shouldn't have to deal with those.
Yep.
There's always something that pops up, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Always something that you don't anticipate.
You know, Stephanie, I've got a highlight from Extra Life. It's not in the highlight reel, but it's just a highlight video that I'm making off to the side. So you remember before the Extra Life stream this year, I said to everyone, I don't want to have to troubleshoot Java issues on stream this year. Like, everyone, make sure your Minecraft is working, and then we show up and Stephanie's Minecraft doesn't start up. Now, it's just funny, let me see, I wasn't planning on playing this. But I've got the clip. There was a time when I told you, like, to start up Minecraft, and you tried starting it up, but you just clicked the complete opposite wrong button, and then called me back over, and then I was back over there for another 10 minutes because I thought that whatever was supposed to work didn't work. And it's hilarious afterwards. I was pissed off during it, but it was just really funny. Let me see.
I'm having a problem with Minecraft. Oh, God.
So this is a clip from our Extra Live stream.
Time you play Minecraft?
A long time ago.
Do you have Technic still installed?
Yeah.
Alright.
That doesn't work.
Let me just skip through here and find promo video.
It was just a really long stream.
It was. I'm trying. Oh, all right. So here's what happened. So I typed in. The stream can see the video right now. I typed into a command prompt java-jar techniclauncher.jar, right? Because whenever you double clicked on the icon, it did not open up. So I typed it into a command prompt, hit enter, and then I slowed it down for comedic effect afterwards. I replayed it in slow motion. So it opened up successfully. And then you just immediately X'd out of it and then tried the icon again, was what happened.
That's me.
It was just really funny watching. I didn't mean to put you on the, I didn't mean to call out
put
like
me on
that.
The stand.
But yeah, it was just, yeah, Random Dude, that is not current Windows, although I think Stephanie is currently on Windows. I can only control my computers. If Nerd on the Street ever has an office, we are going to have a Linux-only policy, but since right now we are... I just heard both of them groan. I just heard both of them sigh.
Hey, I got a Raspberry Pi back here. That's running
Oh,
Linux.
you got a Raspberry Pi. Yeah. That's totally your day-to-day machine, right?
Not the Xeon machine behind me. It's yeah, absolutely.
What are you doing with a Raspberry Pi, Michael?
I went to Micro Center, saw it, wanted it, and bought it.
Oh. Guess that's how that works.
Yep. I was speaking of. We were talking about some of the issues we had at Extra Life.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most frustrating thing do you remember when the capture cards we had they worked fine, but for whatever reason you'd set the
Whoa.
We had two of them that were from the computers.
Hey, our capture cards worked fine, you said? I remember one of the capture cards working fine, and it was the one that supported Linux that worked fine.
No.
I distinctly recall a blue screen happening when you were trying to get the other ones working.
Yeah, the driver kind of blue screened my computer. That's but they would work, but you'd set the input resolution on them, and then it would, I don't know, you'd have to set it like 3 times before it would actually change. I don't know what was going on with those, but that was super frustrating.
Yeah, I'm going to try and buy another Magewell capture card this year. Last year I was like, I only stream once a year, so it doesn't make sense for me to have 2 $300 capture cards. I should just stick with my one. But after all the issues we had last year, I'll just buy one every year, and eventually we can phase out all the crappy ones. Because the Magewell capture cards, it's like a $300 capture card, which is twice as much as one of the other ones. But then the difference is they work flawlessly all the time, every time, whereas the other ones crash Michael's computer in the middle of the stream. So
yeah, I've literally never had a blue screen on this computer till that day. It's running It's running error correcting memory in a Xeon.
It is, yeah.
Like that takes a lot to crash, and the driver for that capture card managed to do it.
It had to be a Nerd on the Street event that you got your first blue screen. Yeah.
I can't remember. Did my capture card work?
Yours was
one of the...
that
we had problems with it.
Yeah, well, let's see. Brett had the Elgato,
Yours
right?
is the better one.
I have the Extreme Cast.
What brand is it?
It is Avermedia.
Okay.
Because I also have a HDMI splitter.
Alright, yeah,
I think that one was the better of the two, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I had an Avermedia that was an internal capture card that we used for Extra Life 2015. I tried selling that on eBay, and then the person who got it said it didn't work. So then I got him to pay for the shipping, and I ended up just not having that capture card anymore. Don't sell on eBay, everyone. But, Random Dude says, where's your System 76 laptop? Haven't seen it in days. Well, I don't know how often you watch our content. It's great if you watch it every day. The System 76 laptop is sitting right here below the camera. Well, one of these cameras that I'm using right now is the webcam on the System 76 laptop, so that's why you can't see it. It's because it's the perspective you're looking from. It's still working pretty darn good, although I'm having some problems with KDE recently, but I'm trying to hold out. I reported a bug to KDE like a week ago, and nobody ever responded from KDE, but yeah, hoping they'll fix that. And we got, I thought somebody was talking to us in the Discord. It was Stephanie.
Yep, just me trying to promote.
That is a good thing. So I've been missing some opportunities with segues here. Stephanie was talking about T-shirts a little earlier. We do have something to talk about with T-shirts. There is a Nerd on the Street 5-year anniversary T-shirt that we will be launching on Teespring. And I've got it designed, and I'm going to click the launch button on stream right now because I've spent all my time working on that highlight reel. Didn't have time to actually launch this thing. But yeah, the front of it says 5 years of Nerd on the Street, and we're still dreaming. And then the back says 5 years. It's got a list of all of the tech videos we've ever made. It's got the displaced and rolling release logo, and then it says I was there at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this live, and if you guys can fill up the silence for about a minute, then I can do this here.
You said, where is it?
Where's
I'm
what?
super excited now. The shirt.
I am launching it right now, so I need to stall while I launch it because I didn't have time to actually officially launch it yet.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are talking about a Raspberry Pi. Now, maybe I'm just not that into tech, but I have no clue what you're talking about. And now I'm hungry for a Raspberry Pi.
So Raspberry Pis are grab mine quick. It's a single board computer. It's a little box. It's a single board computer.
Okay.
This whole thing is an entire. They're not very powerful, but it's a entire computer.
Why is it that small?
They're made for like a lot of people build like little like retro gaming things out of them, or
Okay.
some other stuff I've seen is like emulators people run on them, and a lot of people buy them to program on, but they're just little super low power computer that runs mostly Linux stuff.
Yeah, Mark got one.
Random dude is talking about how bad your microphone is breaking up. It's really funny, actually.
Mine is?
Yeah.
Well, it might have just been you starting and stopping talking every 2 seconds. Like, I don't know. I heard what random dude's talking about. I don't know if that was a technical problem. I think it had to do you were pointing away from the microphone. I think you're fine if you're looking at the mic.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Mark got a Raspberry Pi and he's running it, using it to run emulators for games, old games.
I don't know. I feel as though I'm just a little lost in the tech side of things, but which is ironic because my dad could probably teach me anything that I want to know. However, I'm never home long enough. What's funny is that if I ever have a problem with my computer or something happens that I don't quite know if that's supposed to happen, I always ask the guy behind me. His name is Ryan. He's an old family friend that started working for my dad. I always ask him what the heck is wrong with my computer, but majority of the time, not even he knows. My dad's either out of the office or, working.
You know why else that's ironic?
And I end up just...
You're in a video call with 2 IT majors right now, and you're
Right.
also in a video call with Nerd on the Street, which technology is one of our, basically our big thing. So that is another way that's ironic there. All right, and the Teespring has been launched. Thank you for stalling, guys. Teespring is at, I'll put it in the stream chat. It is teespring.com/NOTS-5-years. And I made the price about the cheapest they'd let me. Wow, that chat parsed a link. Glad we've got that feature on our website. But yeah, go and grab a 5-year shirt. The reason it says Still Dreaming on it, 5 years from Nerd on the Street and We're Still Dreaming, that was originally going to be my theme for this stream before I found out that half of our people wouldn't be able to be here. I didn't want to do part of this stream by myself if Michael and Stephanie are just going to be waiting on me while I do that. But Nerd on the Street really, I'll just cut the crap. Like, obviously we're trying to make money with it, and obviously the dream is to have an online content company that is a full-time job, right? That's a supporting job. Right now we're obviously not making any money at all. We're probably making a loss. Definitely making a loss if you only count the Nerd Club. We might be making a slight profit off of YouTube ad revenue, which is not where we want to be in the long term. But yeah, when I started Nerd on the Street, I've always been a dreamer, and I haven't given up. Somebody commented on the 5-year stream announcement. Nerd on the Street recently passed 5,000 YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
So there's that. But somebody commented 5,000 subscribers for 5 years of effort. That is a lesson in persistence. Somebody commented, and it certainly has been persistence, not giving up. A lot of channels get popular more quickly than we have, and a lot of people do give up sooner than we have. I'm trying to sign into my YouTube
Yeah.
here. But yeah, the whole dream thing, the reason I didn't emphasize it as much with you guys here is because I always feel bad saying this, because I know that you guys put a lot of work in. Stephanie put a lot of work into preparing for the Extra Life stream, and Michael put hours and hours into Displaced when we were doing that. I always kind of feel like when it comes down to it, I'm the only one here who is really committed to making Nerd on the Street continue. Basically, I think if I wasn't here, it would fall apart, because like I've got the the YouTube channel logins and everything. But I don't know, what is your guys' motivations? Because I like making videos and I like making content that people watch. And yeah, eventually, I don't want to be working an IT job for my entire life. That it's something that I enjoy, IT, but eventually the goal is to have Nerd on the Street be a full-time job, even if it takes a long time. I'm getting a stable job first, and then when the time comes that we're profitable enough, then I'll transition to that. What is your guys' motivation for making content? I mean, Stephanie, you said you haven't made content in a while. Are you planning on continuing Stephanie Tsunami as you're going to head into college? Do you know what's going to happen there, or are you more concerned with getting a graphic design job, which is, I think, what you're majoring in?
So with making YouTube videos, I am actually really disappointed in myself because I have tons and tons and tons of games that I really want to play and I really want to record and put something up. But after I hit this plateau on my channel way before I stopped making videos, and there just wasn't anything happening. I wasn't getting any kind of interaction, and my subscribers were fluctuating. Sometimes I would get 1, sometimes I would lose 3. It would just jumble around. And I never have the option to live stream, which is where most of my channel contact and interaction happens. And I can't live stream because I'm in my house and my family is always here.
Yeah.
And I don't quite know how things are going to pan out when I go to college because I am staying on campus. I don't know how the internet is. I don't even know who I haven't met my roommate, but she and I haven't talked, and I don't think she would be into video games as much as I am. And there's just a long list of things that I wish I could be able to do. It's just a matter of getting up and actually doing it. To me, it's like going to the gym. Once you go, you're there, you're super excited to be there, and after you leave, all you think about is being there. Whenever I'm playing games or I'm making a video, I love being there, I love doing it, and I love being able to edit it and put it up. But it's having to go through the rut to get to another video.
Yeah. That, I can definitely identify with that. In the past 5 years, there have been times when I've said, like summer 2013, there was like 1 week I said, I'm not going to do any Nerd on the Street stuff this week. I'm going to take this week off. The past year, it might not look this way because of how few videos we put out this past year. But this past year, I've been very wary of stopping anything. I've tried to keep working on things, at least slowly in the background, throughout the entire year because I'm kind of scared that if I do stop making videos, I'm not going to want to start again. Because honestly, we're seeing less audience participation. Now, every time I put a tech video up, they're still getting views that I'm happy with, the amount of views they're getting. But like Rolling Release, which is a recent production we've started putting out, I know you guys have not seen it yet, but it's kind of a less professional thing. It's more of a casual thing than our tech viewers are used to. I think if you showed it to our creative channel, Displaced viewers, it's going to be about what they would expect. But our tech channel viewers are used to me researching things and actually preparing when I'm making a video. Whereas Rolling Release, me and Mark are kind of sitting down every week and just talking off the seat of our pants, like, making stuff up on the spot. and we're covering Linux news and stuff, but we're not actually always completely knowledgeable about what we're talking about. And I've had some negative feedback from people saying that this is a lower quality of content than they want, and a lower quality of content than what we normally have on the channel. And the thing is with that rolling release, we had 4 episodes in a row, and the 5th would have been this weekend if we weren't doing this stream. And that's the most regular our videos have been all year. Rolling release is actually a stable thing we can put out, and it doesn't take as long to make because the big problem with all of us is time. I think we would all, sit down and make all the videos in the world if we had the time, but Monty Ohm said the only thing that stops us from doing the really cool things is time. We spend time going to school, we spend time working, and there's not always time left over for hobbies. But I think that putting something out is more important than, I was working on that rotoscoping video for a month and didn't have anything to show for it because it's not even done yet, so it just looked like I didn't do anything for a month, even though the rotoscoping video is going to be much more professional than the rolling release podcast that we're doing every week. I think that that's one of the reasons why I've said, all right, we can lower our quality standard a little bit if it means that we're continuing to put videos out, because what Stephanie said is absolutely true. When you're making a video, it's easy to finish it. It's relatively easy to finish it. But when you're not doing anything, it can be difficult to want to start, especially now that I've got a job and I'm making the amount that I used to make in 2 months, I now make in a day. Like, that's a huge change, and I've actually seriously thought, is this even, why am I doing videos again if I can make money so much faster just answering calls about computers? But I do still enjoy making videos, and that's why we're going to keep making videos. I feel like I'm rambling here, and I lost my train of thought,
There's also a big difference in working all the time and being able to choose when you make a video. So there's the struggle of, I'm getting more over here at my job, why not, work a lot more and get the money? But are you getting the same satisfaction out of your job as you would be if you were making videos? Are you getting the same amount of connections through your job as you would be making videos and having Nerd on the Street? Would you have as much excitement in your life if at your job rather than making videos and doing things with Nerd on the Street?
Yeah, that is a good point, and that's the answer is obvious. Well, maybe it's not obvious. The Nerd on the Street is much more fulfilling than my job. Random Dude in the chat room is saying most of your work involved Linux or web servers. Random Dude, that is absolutely not true. Most of my work involves answering questions that could be answered with a Google search, or fixing problems that should not have occurred in the first place. And I have certainly felt that. The first few weeks of work, I was really like, I can't believe I'm spending this much time on something so insignificant. But yeah, when I'm doing Nerd on the Street, I'm actually educating people and I'm helping people do stuff. Some of the coolest feedback I've gotten has been from, like, when I put out that video on how to fix corrupted MP4 videos. I got dozens of comments from people saying, thank you so much. I had an MP4 video that was irreplaceable and you helped me fix it. And the same thing with lots of my other videos. People have... Random Dude is clarifying what he meant, YouTube stuff. Random Dude, not sure exactly what you're saying there, but yeah, Stephanie is right. That videos they're more fulfilling to make, even though they don't pay nearly as much right now. So that's why I'm trying to find that balance so that I can continue making the videos on the side and then eventually have that be the main thing again. But yeah, that's where the keep dreaming stuff comes from, because I'm trying to cling on to the dream. This past year has been kind of unstable for me personally. I switched colleges in the middle of it, and I'm happy with the decision that I made, but it certainly isn't a normal path that people take, and I've been thinking a lot about where I want to go in life, but I'm really trying to gear up. If I had stayed at university. So halfway through this year, I switched from a university to a technical college. And if I had stayed at university, I would have been many dozen thousands of dollars in debt when I graduated. And I also would still be in school for another 3 years after this. Now that I'm at a technical college, I'm going to graduate with zero debt, and I am going to graduate in a year and a half from now. And, not having to spend however many years paying back student loans, that's more time I can use to save up capital for Nerd on the Street. And it's, it might seem short-sighted to somebody who doesn't think that I'm going to follow through with it, but I've been here for 5 years, and I'm not planning on giving up, is the message I want to push.
And that's a good message.
Yep.
There is one exciting announcement that I almost forgot about today, but let me get the material for it on my computer here. Oh, that's my home folder. So, Nerd on the Street, when I started it 5 years ago, it was the name of a YouTube channel, and it went with a website that was older than Nerd on the Street, that was called something else. So Nerd on the Street was originally just the name of, the show. It was, here's Nerd on the Street on this other website. And then a couple years later, I registered Nerd on the Street with the state of Missouri as a fictitious name, which by default in the United States, when you create a business, the business is a sole proprietorship. You don't have to do anything special for that. That is the default legal status for a business, is a sole proprietorship. And I had that going on. I registered the fictitious name so I could do business as Nerd on the Street. But recently, I've been getting more offers from people for sponsorships, and I'm turning most of them down because most of the products people want me to review don't work with Linux. Michael, I thought you turned that phone off. Let me find the document here. All right, here we go. So I've also, I've got a resume now that I'm applying for jobs and things, and Nerd on the Street is obviously something I put on my resume because it's something that I've put a lot of time and effort into. And for that, plus various other legal reasons, right now probably wasn't the best time to do this because right now we don't have our own office, we don't have our own space, and we're not even doing a whole lot, but I went ahead, and this is something I wanted to do for a long time. I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it here. So Nerd on the Street is now officially an LLC, a limited liability company in the state of Missouri and in the United States. So we are officially a business, as you can see by this certificate here.
We're so official.
We are so official. And, this does open up, actually, like I said, it probably wasn't the best time to do this, because now there's more legal stuff that I have to do to make sure I'm up to code on everything in terms of finances, and, you guys are not employees, FYI, because if you were employees, then I'd, have to pay you, legally, so you're just friends here, and that is a distinction that we're going to have to make for the near future. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and do that because if Nerd on the Street is eventually going to be a full-time thing, obviously it's not just going to be all under-the-table stuff happening. We're going to have to be official at some point. So yeah, Nerd on the Street is now Nerd on the Street Productions, LLC, and I will update the About page on our website later today to reflect that.
So anyone that misses it right now gets to just read about it, right?
Well, right now it says, on our About page, I think it literally says, what's our About page say? At this time, Nerd on the Street is a sole proprietorship, a private, non-incorporated company owned by one person, so that'll be replaced with Nerd on the Street is a limited liability company. And the bottom of our website will say copyright Nerd on the Street Productions, LLC. I might update our intro and outro for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is very cool, and that is something that's necessary for making money. Yeah, that'll be...
Which only makes sense.
Only makes sense to what?
To be a company and...
Yeah, because eventually...
Just
we always dance around this issue. And it's been an issue ever since Display Season 1 was when it really started coming up. Nobody but Jacob has ever gotten paid for Nerd on the Street so far. And that's another reason why I think that even though I really appreciate all of the time and effort that like you guys have put in, you would probably be more committed to Nerd on the Street if you were getting paid. I think it's safe to assume that. Can I get an affirmative or a deny there?
Affirmative.
Affirmative.
Yeah. So eventually, when we do start making enough money for that, right now, my goal is to have our operating costs covered by the Nerd Club. And anyone in the chat who's watching, we've got a Nerd Club member or two in there right now. But if you're not already part of the Nerd Club, go to nerdclub.nots.co. And my goal is to have that cover all of our operating expenses. After that, then we can look into paying people and or getting an office. Yeah, and really right now, I think that once we start doing creative channels usually get more income from the viewers. You don't usually see tech channels getting like Patreon money. That's more of a thing that happens with creative videos. And I enjoy making creative videos, but they take so much to make that we've been subsidizing the creative channel with the money from the tech channel. So now we have it kind of backwards, and we're relying on YouTube ad revenue. And I don't know, it might not make sense to you guys, but I mean, have you been following all the problems that YouTube people have been having with ads in the past 6 months alone?
I have heard a lot of people have been talking about it.
I mean, some of the top...
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I haven't touched YouTube in 7 months, so I don't know anything.
Yeah, some of the top content creators on YouTube have been completely cut off or heavily cut off from their income in the past 6 months because of... I mean, it has to do with free speech issues. It has to do with advertisers wanting or not wanting certain things said on videos, and then YouTube responding to that by putting these restrictions in place. I've actually had several Nerd on the Street videos. These were Nerd on the Street technology videos where I'm sitting there talking about computers. Several of them have been flagged for being extremist viewpoints, and the advertising revenue was disabled on those videos. Now, I went and appealed those with YouTube, and most of them were re-monetized, so in my case, it's not heavily affecting me. But, with how many videos there are on YouTube, there's got to be millions that have been affected by this, these things that have been happening, and Rooster Teeth they've been putting out behind-the-scenes business stuff recently, and they were talking about, people were asking them, how is this YouTube thing affecting you? And Rooster Teeth said, well, it's really not, because most of our money comes from our sponsors, our individual, they call them first members now, but they have alternate revenue channels, and the YouTube revenue is a secondary thing to them. Jupiter Broadcasting is moving the same direction, where they used to be ad-sponsored. And Jupiter Broadcasting, if you don't know, Rooster Teeth, everyone knows about them. They're a creative thing. Jupiter Broadcasting is almost more inspirational to me, because they're a podcasting company in the state of Washington. They're near Seattle, and they consist of like around 10 people whose full-time jobs it is to make podcasts about computers, mostly Linux. And most of their income, it used to all come from company sponsors. Companies would approach them and ask them for sponsorships. And in the past 2 years, Jupiter Broadcasting has been transitioning off of sponsors and onto completely fan-funded, like Patreon funding. So it's a business model that I see working for some other people. The thing is, it's much harder to get into because when you start asking people to pay you, a lot of people just don't want to pay you. People want to keep their money, and that's why advertising was really created in the first place, because people would rather see ads than pay money. But yeah, I think that it can happen eventually. Just like anything else. It took us 5 years to get 5,000 subscribers. I'm sure if you go and look up a list of channels that got 5,000 subscribers in under 4 years, it would be very large. What we're doing here is a long-term thing, though. We're not gonna give up just because we're not getting tons of subscribers. Displaced Season 1. Michael, do you remember my estimate for how many people were going to watch Displaced Season 1 when we were starting production back in, spring, whatever year, 2014?
I do not remember your estimate on that.
My estimate on that, I said, yeah, Displaced is probably going to get a couple thousand views on each platform that we put it on, and that would be YouTube and Dailymotion. Probably a couple thousand views each, because like we've got tech videos on YouTube with hundreds of thousands of views. Hundreds of thousands. We've got tech videos, and then on Dailymotion we've got gaming videos with tens of thousands. So I was like, yeah, we'll make Displaced. It'll get probably maybe like 2,000 views each was my estimate, and I don't think that a single Displaced episode broke 1,000 on YouTube. I don't know if a single Displaced video broke 200 in the first year that they were out.
Episode 1 of Displace has not even 400.
Not even 400. And
Not even 400.
Michael, how much time did we spend on Displaced, Michael?
Weeks.
Yeah.
It was weeks to months.
It was.
The playlist itself has 577.
All right.
And that's just the recording. That's not the editing. That's not music. None of that. That was just the recording that I was involved with.
Yeah.
Season 2, the playlist has 273.
And that's a huge shame because season 2 was so much better too. But my point with that is
Some of these haven't even broken 100.
Yeah, it is not a happy thing to see. But my point with that is Displaced season 1, I had like moderate to high hopes for it, and it ended up not going anywhere at all. We made season 2 anyway though, because we're not in it just for views. With Displaced, we're in it because I was really excited to make that show, and I'm really excited to continue that show, and I'm trying to continue that show. And just like we're going to keep making Displaced even if nobody's watching it, we're going to keep asking for Nerd Club subscriptions even if nobody is subscribing to it, because eventually we need to get there. And, Random Dude in the chat says, I'm cool with ads. And, Random Dude, I'm glad that you're cool with ads. I'm glad you're not using ad blocker. I appreciate that. But it's not even about the audience at this point. The problem with ads is less about the audience, and it's just more about the advertising companies at this point. They have too much power. I mean, like, the freaking UK government started a breakdown in the bedrock formation of YouTube advertising, and like I said, it toppled some of the highest ranking YouTube content creators. It's not about the audience being okay with ads, it's about the advertising companies. I don't want a single person somewhere who's in charge of a company to be able to say, oh, Nerd on the Street, and Stephanie and Michael, you might not realize this, but Nerd on the Street supports free and open software. Do you guys know what that means?
Things that you don't have to pay for, such as Blender.
No, that is not what it means. Free software, It's called free because it respects the user's freedom. And this is a complicated topic, and it might not make sense to you guys if Michael, I've probably talked to you about this enough where you've got a basic understanding of it. Stephanie, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Like, I've never probably talked to you about this before because you're not involved with Displaced, but, well, you are a little bit. Free software respects the user's freedom because you can see the code. The code is released to the public that you're running. Proprietary software, your computer can be doing things that you don't want it to be. Just giving a brief overview summary of it, I know it doesn't sound like a big deal. It sounds like semantics. It sounds like, the point is, you don't have to pay for it. That is true. But there are people out there who care strongly about the freedom aspect of it. And that is a big part of why I use it. I don't use Blender because I don't have to pay for it. If Maya was open source, if Maya was Libre, then I would pay Autodesk to use Maya. Because it's probably better, because I've used Autodesk software before, and Autodesk software is great. If Apple was releasing the source code for Final Cut Pro, then I would pay Apple to use Final Cut Pro, because honestly, Kdenlive pisses me off sometimes. The reason we're using free and open software is because I believe in this philosophy of freedom of software, which is, like I said, it's a topic that you can go and read up a lot about, from the Free Software Foundation and people like Richard Stallman who are pushing that movement forward. But it is a sort of a political issue and a philosophical issue, and it's something that, you don't see a whole lot of opposition to the idea of freedom, but then you've got a lot of people obviously selling proprietary software who aren't happy when free software starts to succeed. So you can call it tinfoil hat conspiracy, but I do not want a single company to be able to say, I don't want Nerd on the Street to be profitable anymore. I'm going to pull their ad revenue. I do not ever want to lose track of the audience. The audience is the most important part of any content creation community or business. And if Nerd on the Street ever really screws up, and if we ever do something that pisses a lot of people off, then it will be perfectly justified if people remove their Nerd Club subscriptions. But I want it to be a lot of people angry with us if we ever lose all of our revenue. I don't want it to be the UK government got mad at PewDiePie for making a racist joke, and now Nerd on the Street's videos are getting flagged for demonetization. I don't like it when that stuff happens. I don't care about audience members using ad block. I do care about Nerd on the Street getting caught up in these stupid battles that are happening that are completely outside of what we do. But they do affect us. I would very much like to just turn ads off, not support that crappy system in the first place, and have our audience fund us. And, the longer we have to fight to get audience funding, the longer it will take to lose it, too. We could get YouTube funding in a year, but we could also lose all of our YouTube funding in a year. If we get, people, let's say 500 audience members donating $3 a month to us or paying $3 a month to us, they're not all going to up and decide to cancel on 1 month. Because, unless they're all part of some group with a hive mind, when you've got a large crowd of people like that, I'd prefer many people paying a little over a few people paying a lot, because when you've got many people paying a small amount, it's going to take a lot more to knock us down once we finally are up there. Once again, sorry for ranting. It's just, thoughts? Stephanie, what's the profit model? Has there ever been a profit model for Stephanie Tsunami? Have you ever tried making money off it? Yeah, you're not partnered on Twitch, are you?
No.
Alright, so did you ever make money off of Stephanie Tsunami at all?
In order to, from my understanding with YouTube, you had to meet certain criteria involving like the number of subscribers you had, the number of the amount of interactions per video, and nobody talks on my channel, and I haven't. My subscriber count has plateaued for about a year and a half, I would like to say. So
yeah,
I was never able to actually make any funding off of my channel. How my channel has like 17,000 views, and I think if I were to meet the criteria, I'd have a couple of cents, but that's pretty much it.
All right. Because, yeah, if I was speaking with other content creators who had their own channels that were monetized, then they might have more to say about this issue. I feel like I'm just kind of talking about this ad revenue stuff, and what's going through you guys' heads? Do you see where I'm coming from, or does it just sound like I'm crazy here? Because if it sounds like...
I absolutely see where you're coming from.
Because I understand that if you don't follow the free software thing, you're both on Windows. I don't feel comfortable running proprietary software on my computer. I get anxious when Windows is on my main computer. I have never had Windows on this laptop, but when I was on my desktop, I'm always thinking, like, alright, don't do anything you don't want people to know you're doing. If you want to do that, go over to Linux first. I don't like feeling uncomfortable using my own computer, and that's one of the many reasons why I support free software. But yeah, it's a philosophical movement. I think that's part of the problem with this company as well, is that I'm really, once again, I really appreciate that you guys show up to these things, but I'm the only one who cares about our bottom line, which is, by the way, we've got a mission statement now. Did you guys, did I tell you guys about that? Did you guys notice that?
You did not tell us.
All right.
Not that
No,
I
you
can.
It's a fairly recent development. I think I was going to announce it with the LLC thing, but so Nerd on the Street, we've got we're an LLC now. We've got, we're an official business, and I've kind of been flip-flopping what we want to do. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, and here's a little secret for everyone that I really don't get to say this very often, but I'm gonna say it today. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I think that's probably been apparent to you guys watching, like you guys with me today, that I have no idea where I'm trying to take this channel, because I know back when I was at S&T for 6 months, I made that video toward the end there about how I wanted us to be a creative focused company, and then I did
In your December update.
yeah, and then I changed the name of the channels a few times, realized that we have zero creative audience, realized that I do still enjoy technology. I still do enjoy that, and I kind of I forgot that I enjoyed that for a while, because I wasn't making videos about it, I guess. And if we want audience funding, I think it's important that we have an actual goal that's not like make cool videos, because everybody on YouTube is trying to make cool videos. Every tech channel is trying to make informative videos, and every creative channel, everybody making a machinima is trying to get you to enjoy the machinima. That's not unique. And the reason why I started focusing Nerd on the Street toward Linux is because I figured out that if I make a video about KDE, it's got a lot more chance of being popular than if I make a video about like Nanit on Windows, because there's already tons of videos about Windows. There's not nearly as many videos about Linux. If you can go and watch the very first episode or the very first video on Nerd on the Street, and I specifically say Nerd on the Street is about everything. We're about Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS, but that has changed. At this point, that is not true anymore, because we have dialed in, because I figured out that if you find a niche and you focus in on that, then you're more likely to be successful. So I did go ahead and this is something that I thought a lot about, a mission statement for us, and it's on our company's About website, which is, I designed this actually a couple months ago, this About website. But yeah, Nerd on the Street is a video production company. Our mission is to educate and entertain our viewers while advocating for free and open software. Just for the record, that is our mission statement. And yeah, the reason why I do that is because I think that what we're doing, the videos that we make, will matter a lot more if we make it about software freedom. That matters a lot more than just making videos for fun, because we're actually pushing for a cause. It gives us something to rally around, and it gives people a reason to support us over other content creators. Maybe other content creators make machinima series that are more entertaining than Displaced, but are they using free and open software to do it? Are they helping the free and open software community by publicizing free and open software and putting out guides on how to use free and open software, which is badly needed? We've got a more honed in purpose, and that is from a business sense, that is an advantage that we've got, because we're focusing on free and open software. We've got a corner of the market that is not as highly saturated as just general videos,
So what did Adam want to say about this?
Alright, so Random Dude in the chat room says, wow, I thought this was supposed to be a la-di-da kind of stream with everyone singing Kumbaya, but damn, Jacob. I'm sorry, Random Dude, this is stuff that I've been talking about, and there goes Jitsi again. This is stuff that I've been thinking about for months, and Random Dude, and everyone else watching this in the future, because I'm going to put out a recording of this, I don't often get serious about topics like this, because I know when it looks like I don't know what I'm doing. When I put out a video that says, we're about creative videos now, technology channels taking a back seat, and then I go back on that 2 weeks later, I look like an idiot. And so I try to avoid doing that unless I'm very sure of what I'm doing, and that was one case where I failed in doing that. But yeah, ever since that was basically that channel update, I was like, you know what? It wasn't a good idea to put out this channel update. I'm not going to talk about the company for a while. I'm going to think about what I've done and think about where I want to go. And let me refresh the video call here to get those people back in here. But yeah, this is I wanted to talk about this for the 5-year stream. I was hoping more of our YouTube viewers would show up, and it's so stupid that we 5 years and we get the same number of live stream viewers as we did 5 years ago. I appreciate everyone watching right now. We got the same amount. We got like 2 or 3 or 4 viewers like the second month that Nerd of the Street existed. We get 2 or 3 or 4 viewers today. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and talk about some serious stuff because I look like an idiot when I'm standing here saying that I want my full-time job to be YouTube videos, you know? I'm standing here and when I say that I want my full-time job to be making YouTube videos, people, you know, I know that people think it's not going to happen, random dude, and that's every now and then I like to get serious about it and actually say, you know, this is something I'm trying to do and this is what I'm thinking about it. Is the call back up?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So as I was about to say, yeah, this is a serious stream because I'm talking about stuff and I'm sorry, Stephanie and Michael, I don't know what exactly you expected for this stream, but this is what I've been, I don't know, we didn't talk.
I expected candy canes and lollipops.
All right.
Cotton candy and popcorn. Things, I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't plan a whole lot for the stream. The planning for the stream consisted of, hey, here's our plan, I need everyone here. 2 of the people said I can't be here. I said scrap the plan and we'll do something. That was the planning that went into this. So,
Scrap the plan, just show up.
Yeah, me and Adam did record a pre-recorded thing. Now it turned out actually longer than I thought it would. Do you guys have the stream pulled up right now? Because you're gonna be bored if you're not seeing what's on the screen.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So yeah, Adam could not be here today. He is at work right now, and that sucks. But where is the thing? Here we go. So here's a message where me and Adam talked about our favorite moments for the past 5 years, and we got some things from Adam. Yeah, gonna go ahead and play this now. Hello everyone, I'm Jacob Kaufman.
I'm Adam Hura.
And we're just recording a little bit because Adam is not going to be here this weekend for the Nerd on the Street 5-year anniversary stream.
Sadly enough.
He's got to work, which I unfortunately understand now. And so yeah, I thought I'd record a little bit and talk to you because we haven't seen you in Nerd on the Street content hardly at all for a while now.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a little bit. The last thing was the last thing you did with his Extra Life, or was there something since then?
I think it's just been Extra Life.
Yeah. And we had the Friday Night Hangout that ended months before Extra Life. But yeah, haven't really seen you. Haven't heard, you weren't responding to my text for a while there, so I was happy when I was able to get a hold of you.
Yeah, that's my deal with notifications on my phone, but...
Did you, Michael finally got a new phone, but he doesn't need it. Maybe he can give his old one to you or something.
Yeah, I know, I've been chipping my phone.
Oh my god, that's still that same phone. Guys, go listen to Friday Night Hangout, because we talk about that phone a lot.
Yeah,
on the podcast.
It's got to the point where I can pull out like the top and the camera can pop out, the front camera. So
Jesus.
At this point, it's just fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're here now, and I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit. So, Nerd on the Street has been around for 5 years.
Yeah, that's long.
Can you believe that?
No.
And I guess you can, because
well, yeah, I was here.
Yeah, you were here.
So.
Well, you were the first thing that you were in was the End of the World live stream. Do you remember that? That was the first content you were in.
Which I was sort of in.
You were in like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The last 20 minutes or so. I remember the first time that you were on my Minecraft server. So your username on Minecraft is Heated Wonder, right?
Right.
So one day on my Minecraft server, I had a Tekkit server back in the day in 2012. And it was just open for anyone to join. I was hosting it on my laptop. And I would just get people joining. I had, like, Brenna Shocker was one person I remember from that. And there were some other people. And then one day somebody named Heated Wonder got on and just started playing. And I was like, hey. And they said, hey. And, I was talking. And all this time, me and Adam used to play Minecraft on Xbox.
Yeah.
So many hours we spent playing Minecraft on Xbox. But I kept telling you to get Minecraft for computer because mods were so cool, and like you kept telling me you would eventually, so cool. But you kept like
I don't know,
you didn't do it. But then one day we were at a family like birthday party or something at somebody else's house, and we were talking. I'm like, Adam, you got to get Minecraft for the computer because these mods are awesome. And you were like actually I've already got it.
Yeah,
I was like, what's your username? And you said Heated Wonder,
Yeah.
and I had been talking to you on the server, and you didn't tell me that it was you.
Yeah, well, I ended up getting mad at you. That's why I told you.
Why did you get mad at me?
Because I got really scared. I was in my house, and there were creepers flying all over, and I think it was you.
What, on that Tekkit server?
Yeah, someone was dropping creepers on me, and I was so mad.
I don't think I did that, because I didn't abuse my admin powers.
Someone did. I was just hiding in my house and just like
and so then you were like, all right, I'm going to tell him that I'm Heated Wonder and he'll stop messing with me?
Right.
Did that work out? How you thought it was?
Sort of.
That
worked out.
But yeah, then we did like the Skyblock server that we only made one video in ever, but that video is up still. That's the first thing on the entertainment channel, is that tour of our Skyblock server. That was a fun server.
Yeah, we did a lot with that.
We played, off camera mostly, but that was when we were using that hack pack, like Notice or whatever. It was Notice with our splash screen on it.
That was pretty awful. Playing Skyblock hacks is not...
No, it was awesome, because like, if you fall, you can just start flying, but...
Yeah, but then it takes kind of the point out of...
well, you built the bridge to land, like, immediately, too,
yeah.
So that kind of took some of the Skyblock-esque away.
True. We don't have to go there. You could have blocked it off.
Blocked
You're
off
the
your
legit
path.
One. Well,
except I made the hack pack, or I rebranded it.
You're the one who's supposed to have the rules.
Yeah. When was the Summer SG Challenge and all of this? I think that was that was summer 2013.
Yeah, definitely.
That was pretty fun. I don't know how much you remember playing on that server, because I think I did a lot of that, but you were on my team for the Summer SG Challenge.
Yeah. Tekka was really hard for me.
Yeah, well, we had already, the Summer SG Challenge was the first time we had the Nerd on the Street mod pack.
Because we had a lot of tech in it.
Well, yeah, it had a lot of tech.
Yeah.
It was like Feed the Beast modified with the Stargate mod added in.
Tech scares me.
Remember the 2 weeks that we had a server where you just download Feed the Beast and then you have to add the Stargate mod manually?
Yeah.
We did that for a little bit.
But you had to give me us step by step.
No, I made a video about it. It's unlisted on the channel. It's still up there.
I don't know if I watched the video. I think I just asked you.
Oh, well, it would make sense. But yeah, I made a video and sent it to Brett and Ian and some other people.
Well, I've known you longer, so...
Yeah, I can give you step-by-step instructions. One of the other big things that we did early on was Ingress.
That was fun. It was hard work.
That I made I'm making a highlight reel that I'm going to show during the stream this week, and instead of doing the montage this year, I'm doing a highlight reel. And some of the highlights were from Ingress the first time, Ingress the second time, Ingress to West County, and then the ultimate Ingress in Austin, Texas was the last one.
Yeah.
But it really, the progression is very large there, because we went from, us walking around Oakville not knowing how the game works to, traveling across the country to play the game and actually knowing how it works. There's a big change there.
Sort of.
Well, I think we've got a pretty good grasp on it now. But yeah, do you that first time we were playing Ingress? Now, were you there when I dropped the iPod down the sewer? Was that you?
Yeah,
with me?
I was there.
All right, because half of that video was with Alex Weger and half of it was with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to Overwise, so that's what I thought.
I remember deciding what we were gonna do about it, and we just
Well, we left it there, right?
Yeah.
Because we went to the Muni with your
oh yeah, we
mom
didn't have time
and
to stay,
grandpa.
and you're just I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah, I was like, I hope it doesn't rain. And then
you know.
And then the next day we came out and called the sewer department, and they came and didn't even have the tools to open it. But then they stuck an arm down and picked up the iPod, and we got the footage from the sewer in the video.
Yeah.
That was a
cool.
fun time. The second time we did Ingress, it was way more organized. When we went down Telegraph, we had the paper list of all the portals.
Yeah, but that was kind of a long and hard journey.
Because it was freezing. It was spring break, but it was it got cold that day, and we stopped at Brett's house to warm up.
We tripled our length, and we had to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why you had that idea.
What idea?
Going out in the freezing cold.
Because it was spring break, it was already warm, and then it got cold again, as it does sometimes in spring. And remember, we actually went out the day before, and it was warm enough that we didn't need... Remember, that wasn't even the day that we were supposed to record. We recorded the day before, and I didn't have a jacket on in that video, so it must not have been warm. And then we didn't know how to play. So then we came home, researched how to play, and we're like, all right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Break. But yeah, we figured out how points worked in that one at least. Because remember the first video, all we did was burn every portal out that we went to.
I feel like it's not even that difficult. We just I don't know what.
The second video, we actually properly hacked portals.
Yeah.
And then we found out that there's that hacking game and everything. And we went out playing Ingress a couple times, not on camera. There was that, I think the first time that we did that not on camera was like when my basement flooded at that house and I had to move all my crap to my room. And that was in the middle of Displaced production. But I was like, I couldn't get any tech videos out. I was just pissed off. And so one weekend, I was like, come on, we're not doing the Friday Night Hangout. We're going to go play Ingress.
We're skipping the hangout.
No, because we couldn't, because the basement was flooded. Like, we couldn't have done the hangout anyway.
We could have improv'd.
Yeah, like we are right now. But yeah, we played at that time, and then we went with Kirsten once. I don't remember what... That was Black Friday. That was more recent.
Oh, is that when we went to, that park at night?
Yeah, well, we went to a park the time that it was just me and you, too. Because I got the pictures on my Twitter.
True.
But yeah, we went to a different park the night Kirsten was there. And then we also went that one time after that hockey game. We went downtown and did a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That Grandpa gave us tickets to the hockey game and we just went by ourselves. I had
scary.
forgotten about that until I saw the pictures.
I don't know if we should do that again.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We've got a city. It's...
Yeah, but it's sketchy.
Yeah, we didn't get killed or anything. Didn't even get threatened to get killed.
Well,
you call it pretty safe.
There's some stairs, I think.
Stairs?
From the bus stations.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, we had Ingress, and that was a progression there. What else have you been in?
Battle Block, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We never finished that.
One of the first times we played it was on the end of a Friday Night Hangout, because you remember when we would play video games at the end?
Yeah. So I played a little bit of that.
But yeah, we never did finish Battle Block. I was gonna ask if you wanted to do it, but it's not in terms of the stuff that's important. Yeah, it's kind of down there.
It's just a fun thing.
Yeah, it is. But I was thinking about that. Do you want to finish that sometime?
I want to finish Battle Block.
Because the thing is, I don't know how it turns out on video because it's mostly just us saying And,
that's fun. But then I was playing the single player because I really wanted to play, and I was up for it. The single player sucks.
All right. Yeah, don't spoil the campaign or anything.
It's made for kindergartners. It's really easy.
It's not that high until
I'm saying
the game
because you
anyway.
don't need help or anything. You just do it by yourself.
Yeah. A lot of the game's teamwork.
Yeah.
Which we can really suck at, but in games. Like Minecraft, we end up killing each other every 2 seconds. I was going through during Extra Life 2015. I must have killed 3 or 4 people. A zombie got into our house, and I just kept killing everyone when I was trying to kill the zombie. People kept walking in front of me.
Or maybe you should have just kept swinging.
I did keep swinging.
Yeah, you got no reaction time. The time you can react to that.
But yeah, we did have Battle Block that we did there, and then now the Friday Night Hangout, I really enjoyed doing that, and I don't know about you. Huh?
Those were fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed those.
I know that, apparently you were only exposing a small fraction of your life to the podcast, whereas I was, putting everything out there, and then it wasn't even that much, because I don't do crap, but...
There's only so many times I can say, I was playing Gmod or something.
Yeah.
It's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, sometimes I like to just go and pick out a random podcast and be like, oh, that was a fun week. That 1 week back in 2015.
So fun.
Yeah. Huh?
Well, we can't do a Friday Night podcast, but...
Yeah, I'd like to start the podcast up again at some point. I don't know when we would do it. And again, at this point, I'm so stretched for time, I'm just having trouble getting tech videos out at this point.
We could be a reaction channel.
Reaction channel?
Yeah.
What would we react to?
Our podcast.
React to old episodes?
Yeah.
I was listening to some of the really early ones, too, before it was the Friday Night Hangout, when it was just the podcast.
Those were,
me, you, and Devin.
Those were good, but I don't...
And then there was the time you forgot about Devin. There was a podcast where I was like, yeah, remember that time Devin was on the podcast? And you're like, who's Devin? And I had to sit there and explain to you
only met him,
this person that you had met. Yeah, you met him at Displaced at the meeting.
Yeah, I know him. He's the guy with, the longer hair. No.
That's like just about what you said in that
Yeah.
podcast too.
I know.
And I wasn't sure if you were serious or if you were just BSing.
Oh, yeah. Now at least.
Yeah.
Displaced was good.
Displaced was good. That was
people.
Yeah, there were a lot of people involved in that. And I think it turned out really well. I watched it again recently when the Micecast watched it. And they really, like, did you tune in that week and to them watching it or no?
No, I couldn't make that.
They really enjoyed it. Everyone in the audience enjoyed it. And because the thing is, that's like an audience of people who know what machinima is. So they knew what to expect going in. And then, like, because we had the cool DVD cases and everything, like, it was all, it's so professional.
Yeah.
And
high expectations, and I think.
Yeah, and they actually were not disappointed. They really liked it, and I recorded that, and I put a little bit of that into the highlight reel because I really like that we've got people out there who enjoy our stuff. It's just not the same people who enjoy the tech videos.
Did you post some links in chat for the DVDs?
I didn't. I mean the episode or season 1, it's got the ad for our website at the end of every episode, so that was on their stream.
So I just saw it
38 times.
So that they knew.
Yeah, displaced.nots.co. They saw the link up there, and then we've got they are eagerly awaiting season 3, which I'm like,
Well,
you know,
maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. I'm working on it right now. It's gonna be animated, so. Still working on that Stargate. Stephanie's hopefully going to help a little bit with that. But yeah, Displaced was really fun to make, too. I've been watching there's some unreleased behind-the-scenes footage that I took that I never put it up because it wasn't structured enough. But me watching it, like, I know what's going on. And it's really fun to see, like, oh, yeah, I had, like, you know, I was staying up all night doing editing, and that was really fun. Well, it's more fun than, like, staying up all night trying to get a tablet to work with the right, software for a video. It's like
sounds awful.
Displaced, it's like there was always that sense of like I'm making a story here.
No,
for me,
I know what you mean.
For you, it was.
I mean, I at least did animations.
Yeah, you did animation.
With that, at least.
What was your favorite thing to animate in Displaced? What's the thing that you remember most? What are some moments from Displaced production you remember?
I remember the cars. We were driving the car through the forest, and we just couldn't get it right and stop it right.
Yeah, you guys dropped into that river 20 times.
Yeah, or Stephanie would be facing the wrong. Not Stephanie.
It was Kirsten at that point. Stephanie wasn't with us.
Yeah,
yet.
she'd be facing the wrong way or something.
Well, you guys ended up you turned the cars to the sides, but it was in sync, so it looked cool.
At the very end, it was
and then I put a sound effect in, so it's tires screeching or whatever.
That was fun, but that took a lot of tries, a lot harder than.
Yeah, well, that was probably made easier by the fact that you and Kirsten were in the basement when we were doing that.
Yeah.
IRL, a lot of Displaced, we were not in the same room.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the episode I remember most, because then we had because then we had the boats. They were really
that was the next episode, but we recorded at the same time.
We had to swim behind the boat just a little bit. And
your character was telling the other character to push him, but you were actually the one doing the pushing in animation, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
And it was really weird trying to do it. But I feel like I couldn't actually push it either.
No, because when you first got out of the boat, it just dropped you right through to the bottom, so then we had to cut it to where you're back behind the boat, and then you had to pretend to push it. And then the river was not nearly as long as we wanted it to be, so we had to have you go 10 feet, and then we had to have you back up for the camera, the wide shot. Yeah, a lot went into that. So those were from season 1. So you remember that more than making Atlantis for season 2, which took you so long because you used microblocks instead of regular blocks.
Okay, I don't know. I guess I didn't. I do remember that, but that wasn't I think I blocked that from my memory, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought it was gonna look really cool with microblocks, but then I realized
you made it all black, so it wasn't even Atlantis.
It's because I realized. Halfway, I started to realize I don't have time to make all these details that I wanted to make.
Well, I mean, the time you have the time, you just gotta do it instead of sleeping or something. I mean, if you have time to rack up 50,000 hours of Gary's mod and CS:GO,
that was before.
Come on.
That was before Displaced.
Yeah. Yeah, so there was Displaced that we did. We also, Extra Life was another obvious one that you've been involved in both Extra Life streams.
I was kind of surprised. That is like the funnest moments in,
Really?
Actually in Extra Life. Yeah, because I wasn't unsure, especially about the first year, because like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So long.
Well, that was really fun, even though it was in our basement, and like the second year we were in the hangar, which was awesome. Yeah. But the first year in our basement, it was just kind of fun, like being in our own space, doing our own thing for so long. Nice. Yeah, what's some of your favorite moments from our Extra Life streams?
You falling asleep playing Snake.
You mean it was
I can't remember what it's called.
Agar.
Yeah,
Agar.io. Now if you go and watch the video though, it's such a shame because we didn't have face cams that year. So if you watch the video, it just looks like I'm playing Agar because my hand, like I would fall asleep but the dot's still going across the screen. That's one of the highlights from Extra Life 2015 is watching me fall asleep.
Mm-mm. The Portal races were a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
I do like Portal and that extra like sense of losing was a lot of fun.
Yeah. There was Mad Pack. I like to go back and watch. I gave up immediately and then you and Stephanie tried.
Yeah, that was like awful for us. I think we both just wanted to quit. I just went on and kept dying.
She outlasted you. You quit first. But I remember there was one point where you turn around and just see like 50 mobs following her and you just say, that is too much.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That was... I think the problem is we suck at Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, we also did better than Wolves that year.
Didn't work out too either.
Yeah, because that...
Yeah, we need like an easy mod pack.
We need the opposite of better than Wolves.
We need like extra peaceful. Only friendly mobs.
I mean,
it has zombies, but makes them peaceful.
That...
Like zombies give you health.
That'd be funny. Yeah.
Ooh.
Somebody should make that mod.
Yeah, handicap.
Extra. But yeah, how about 2016? What was some of your... 2016 we really went all out with the production value on my end. But then what were some of the most memorable moments from 2016 on your end? Yeah, it was the last one. There have been two of them. Just Extra Life 2016. I mean.
Oh, Extra Life 2016?
Yeah.
Oh. On the Spot was pretty cool.
On the Spot was fun.
Yeah, once again, I was kind of nervous about that.
Yeah, well, because you didn't know how good we are at improv, or you didn't know...
I didn't think I was good at improv. I thought you would do good at that.
I didn't do very good I didn't do as good as I thought I would do really good, but then I ended up just... There were a lot of times when I wanted to say one thing, you said another thing.
Once again, that's my fault. Anyways,
but yeah. Well,
for a little bit, I was like, is he mad? Is he actually?
No, yeah. But improv is supposed to be going with whatever the other person throws out, and I was like getting flabbergasted because you weren't reading my mind. So I didn't think I was as good at that.
But like as people, besides doing that, we're pretty opposite people.
Me and you?
Well, except for, because you're like really techie. I'm just not. So you go like with the route, like you were trying to go like like way more about how Stargate works and like how.
Well, Stargate is not tech.
Hold on, but wait.
Let's be clear here.
Yeah, and that's not tech.
I mean, there's knowing about computers and there's knowing about a TV show.
And knowing about computers, or like YouTube and stuff a lot more than I do. So then you were trying to get me to know about tech in this that I don't have like. Experience for. Like you're trying to get me to name that like really awful computer thing.
Really awful computer thing.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It was like a potato.
No, yeah, you said potato, and I said, "What are you talking about? We're uploading a YouTube video." That was you. Got to go and watch the recording of the Extra Life stream. Now, I'm not actually around to that yet. The last thing I published, I think, is Raise the Sun or Minecraft, one of those things. But I'm still working through the Extra Life videos, putting them up. We spaced them out a little more this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, now Kirsten actually really wants... She has asked me if she can make a recurring improv show for our creative channel. And I told her I would love to. I don't know if we can get people to come over and do that. We also don't have any space to do that.
Well, we can do it like at the grocery store.
At the grocery store. In the bread aisle. Come down and watch some... of Kirsten's improv, but
no, that could be fun.
It's
it's not making jokes. I'm bad at making jokes.
Well, it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
So making jokes is kind of an integral part.
Well.
but yeah. So yeah, I'm any other moments jumping out at you from 2016? Extra Life?
Let's see, Minecraft was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. There was that time that we dyed your hair.
Yeah, that actually wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. Especially
Were you awake for it? Do you remember it?
Yeah, no, I remember.
Because on the video, you're just sitting there with a dead look in your eyes.
Because I wasn't happy with it.
So I'm wondering why that doesn't pop into your mind. I'm like, maybe you were just out of it at that point.
I remember it. I don't know. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, it didn't really work too well, especially.
I would thought you would be happy about that, though, because you weren't even thrilled about the whole thing, but you had made a joke saying you would dye your hair, so I was pressuring you into dyeing your hair.
But, yeah.
But yeah, not you. So you were not happy with the results from that, is what I'm hearing.
I mean,
I
don't really want it to be red, but I kind of wish it would have been a little red.
Yeah, we should have bleached your hair first before we put the dye in, is what the problem probably was, according to every girl at that stream.
Yeah, we should. Do we have any bleach?
Kirsten's got tons of bleach, but I didn't want to make it a permanent thing because you specifically said, like, I don't want it to last more than 2 weeks.
Can you use, just bleach out of a bottle?
I don't know.
Or is it, like, special hair bleach?
Do not try that at home, people, because I think it's special hair bleach that doesn't seep through your skull or anything.
That's probably a good idea.
But yeah, that happened, and then there were some... let's see. You were there for the setting up for Beverly Pong. You got to help taste test the drinks. I thought that was fun.
I kind of wish I had to play that, though. Even though it was really
you got
bad.
to play it like you got to drink 1 cup.
Yeah.
And then Stephanie's boyfriend John came in to sub out for you when you had to wash the stuff out of your hair.
And
I think he was a better player than you, but then we still lost.
Well,
I think
because you weren't any better than me.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
And also, Brett's team was making up those stupid rules. You can swipe the balls out of the air. That's bullcrap. But
yeah, I don't even think.
But yeah, so I was gonna ask you what your favorite thing you've done for Nerd on the Street. Is there anything else we haven't talked about that you've done? Any other videos you've been a part of? We did like building your computer. That was on camera.
Yeah.
You're still using that computer, right?
Yeah.
And it's got Linux on it still, right?
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment right there.
Yeah, I'm still using Linux.
But yeah, what else? Have you been in anything else, or is that just about it? I know there have been miscellaneous gaming videos.
Everything else is probably just miscellaneous.
But yeah. So yeah, I was gonna ask you what your favorite Nerd on the Street thing that you've done has been, but you said, is it still Extra Life? Was that a definite answer? Or?
I think Extra Life was the most fun, enjoyable. But I think Displaced was a little top that a little bit.
It's more fun now that it's over. Like Extra Life was more fun while it was happening.
No. I'm saying I think Extra Life was more fun, but I think Displaced was a better experience.
Okay.
Especially seeing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, which is because animation.
I mean, when's the last time did you ever go back and like rewatch Displaced?
I watch episodes.
Okay.
So I will watch some.
You gotta like put the DVD in and just watch it as like a movie, and it's really like season 2. Season 1 you can watch episode by episode, and it's got the intros in it whether you're watching on the DVD. But season 2, since I wrote it so that it can work as a movie, I found like it's actually surprisingly interesting when you're watching the whole thing at once, and surprisingly high production value for that.
And it's fun when you could say, I do that line 50 times, or walk there for the 20th shot. So.
Yeah. So there's a specific reason I wanted to get you on camera for a video for a 5-year stream. And that's because I know you're like talking about your phone not working and stuff, but I still am bothered by the fact that I've had a very hard time contacting you ever since we went to like college. That was leading up to Extra Life, you were pretty good about getting back to me on stuff, but like basically we haven't talked outside of Extra Life since August, and then we haven't talked at all since Extra Life.
Yeah, well, since Extra Life, the reason I didn't want to dye my hair is because I was starting my job, and since then it was school and 25 hours a week.
Yeah.
More, almost 30 hours a week, actually.
Yeah, and I understand that, but it still sucks. You know, like I can still not be happy about it, even though you've got a good reason for
I'll
it.
give you my off days.
Well,
No.
I'm the thing is, so I don't want to keep, you know, texting you every 2 seconds. I'm knocking the mic over and over. I don't want to keep bothering you basically and fighting with you to get you to do stuff. But there's 2 things that I want you to commit to. And I want you to commit to them on camera so that so the fans know.
Do I have to do like Scott's honor?
Yeah, you gotta, it's 2, but, well, because there's only 2 things I'm having you, I think. Alright, so I do want to make sure that there's 2 big things in the future that I want you to be involved in. Everything else, like podcasts and Battle Block and everything, you know, we can talk about that. But there's 2 things I really want you to be part of, and I want you to tell people that you're going to be a part of it so that they know that it's coming eventually. First one, Display Season 3. I know that you're not animating for it. Me and some other people are going to be doing the animation for it, but you're the voice of the main character, and your name might not be on the title card anymore, but I still want you to voice the character. Will you do Display Season 3?
Of course.
Alright. And then the second thing is Extra Life 2017. Now, it sounds like you do want to do that. Alright, good.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't realize how much you had enjoyed those.
Yeah, especially the second year.
Yeah.
When I was like, I knew what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Because the first year, by the end, I was like dead tired. But the second year was
everyone was.
I can do more. I could have done like a few more hours.
Yeah, well, the second year was 25 hours.
Yeah,
this year's is going to be 25 as well.
Let's do 30.
Let's do 30.
I can't do 30.
Alright, well, yeah, so there you have it. Adam will be voicing Eli in Display Season 3, and he will be showing up to Extra Life 2017. So it's good to hear those things. And, Adam, I know that you're not into Nerd on the Street as much as you were, like, 1 year ago, but it's been really fun, and I'm glad that you have been able to do so much with the company. So,
Yeah, I'm glad to.
yeah, anything else you want to say to the viewers about the 5-year stream? If there's nothing else, we can just end the video.
No, I do hope to be in a lot more stuff than just that, though.
Do you really? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give you times when I'm off. Usually it kind of sucks because when I'm off, you'd have work too now.
Yeah.
But we'll see if we can do some stuff.
All right. Yeah.
Because
We'll
I do
see.
want to be a part of it still, but
Mhm.
it's just been,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah. There's a lot that might or might not start up in the near future. There's a lot we're trying to do, and that's what we're going to kind of talk about during this stream. But yeah, since you weren't able to be at the stream, thank you for recording this video here. I was
What a
waiting
nice
for it
video.
to. All right. Did it end for both of you?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I was giving it a moment. So yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, it turned out longer than I thought it would. But yeah, Adam has been a large part of Nerd on the Street, and I am sad he's not able to be at the stream with us today. But I was actually seriously concerned that he wouldn't do Display Season 3 voice acting. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of get that on the record, and yeah. So he'll be doing that as well as Extra Life. 30 hours. You guys want to do 30 hours for Extra Life?
Yeah, let's go.
Why not?
Ambition.
We did 24 and then 25. We could add an hour for every year.
Okay, do you remember last year, and the year before that, how you'd said, oh, well, we're, our first year, our goal was, what was it, $100?
Yeah, and then we got 230.
And then we got 230, so we got a little over 200%, right? I don't math anyway. But the second year, then we ended up doing twice that amount.
We got 675 the second year.
So, what do you guys anticipate us getting this coming year?
Our official goal is to beat last year. So 675 is the official goal. Now I personally think we can do 1,000. But what do you think, Stephanie and Michael? All right, I've got Stephanie's screen here, and the look on her face is so excited. I switched to Michael's screen, and he had the most, this look on his face. It's like, what the heck? What are you thinking, Michael? You did not look happy when I switched to you. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking anything. I think we can do 1,000 next year.
Yeah, the like I said, the official goal will be 675. For the record, that is the company goal. But yeah,
Well, see, last year I kept telling. Do you remember? I kept telling you. Of course, we're gonna beat 230.
right. But
Like
that
we already had 100 and something to begin with.
well,
So
yeah. That's the first year that we
it-
did it. We only had 2 donators. The second year, that's just another example of if there's more people doing it, then we can get less from each person, and it's more stable of a thing. The reason I wasn't sure if we would match the first year is because I didn't know if we would get those 2 donators. They might not both come back. So that if one of them doesn't, then we're less. But since we got so many, I have high hopes.
I remember when we were dyeing Adam's hair that at that point I can't remember what our dollar amount was, but we had already broken the 230, and I remember telling you like we're gonna beat 500, and you're like, no, that's ridiculous. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You don't know that. I'm like, well, just watch. We're gonna beat 500, and then we end up with 675.
Yeah. I think that, part of my misconception there might have been I thought that the internet had a problem giving out money to anything. It turns out, for a children's hospital, the internet will give plenty of money. The internet doesn't give money to other things, but Extra Life, the audience certainly exceeded my expectations. You were correct in that. So yeah. I am excited about Extra Life 2017. We're going to try and get the official game day, like I said. So one thing... So we talked about Display Season 3 a little bit in that video. Here's another upfront moment, guys. Alright, so Display Season 3, we've already announced, is not going to be machinimated. It is going to be animated in Blender. And we're not going back on that. It is going very, very slowly. And I'll admit, I haven't been working on it as much as I should have been, but time. I've been preparing for this stream, making the videos that we're showing here, and I've been trying to get that stupid rotoscoping done. And, I did a 5-hour stream, rotoscoping, a couple weeks ago. Just 5 hours of rotoscoping. It barely put a dent in it. But yeah, Display Season 3 is slow going, and that is probably not going to get done until we've got more people. Now, I'm not going to stop working on it, but it's probably not going to get done until we have more people helping. And I do want to ask, just flat out, Stephanie, do you think that you're going to continue helping with that, or do you anticipate that that's not going to be something you'll have time for?
I think that I will be able to make progress, but there are just a couple of things that I want to do before I've got this structure in my mind. Like, I want to figure out what's going on with the story, and then attack all of the animation all at once.
Okay.
So it's like I want to get an understanding of what I'm going to have to do, and like which set of skills in these lessons I'm going to need more than the others.
That's fair. And I have given you... I'm not going to say too much because I don't know what all of we've released to the audience. I'd have to go back and watch stuff. But I have given you some preliminary information about some of the sets we'll need. I am going to be writing the script for Display Season 3. By the end of this summer, it should be finished. And the reason why that is because I mentioned in that video with Adam that there was a stream who actually watched Displaced live, and they watched it and they streamed it to their audience, and they really enjoyed it. And we actually got the 2 people on the stream requested voice parts for Season 3, and that is huge because one of them has very close ties to Rooster Teeth, and they're some very popular people, so I'm very excited to have them on board. And I do want to get that script written so that we can get voicing done sooner rather than later. I know I initially intended for the script to be done by the beginning of the summer, but it just was not a priority throughout school, trying to keep the tech videos rolling out on a consistent-ish basis was my priority throughout the school year. But yeah, I am going to be finishing that up. So yeah, you should get that storyline, and then the animation hopefully will get easier as we learn more. I don't know. I do.
I mean, it might be a rough road between developing something that's not as good and then looking back at that and saying, you know what, we could do better and redo it, or just let it be a progression of time,
Yeah.
publish that and then make the next season better.
Yeah,
with
and
the
that's
animation.
That is what I want to do. I don't want to go back and remaster anything. Like I said, just with the Machinima season 2. Have you? I'm gonna regret asking this on there. Have you seen Displaced, Stephanie?
I have seen all of season 1 and I have seen half of season 2.
All right. As an outside viewer who was not involved in the production, would it be fair to say that our production value increased a lot in season 2?
I would say so, yes. Because the season 1 was a lot more. I don't want to say like blotchy, but it was more the camera movement.
Yeah.
Was more rigid in the first season.
Yeah.
And that got a lot better in the second season.
Yes, it did. And so it's been tempting, or at least a while ago, I was tempted for a time to go back and redo season 1. Because at this point, if I want to get somebody into season 2 looks really good. I'm happy. I am proud of season 2, but season 1, it's got rough spots, and they have to get through season 1 if they want to get to season 2. So I've been tempted to go back and redo it. There's a couple reasons I don't want to. Number one, we have to keep moving forward. Eventually, there are going to be shows after Displaced. I've always had for most of the time we've been working on Displaced, I've had the entire storyline planned out for the whole show, and I don't want to get stuck on one thing for too long, even though we're kind of stuck on it right now. Yeah, I don't want to have to go back and redo anything, but I also don't want to spend time and resources remastering Displaced because it is a fan fiction and it does violate, copyrights. And I don't know, I have to look into fan fiction law in terms of what's allowed in terms of that, but I'd honestly rather use Displaced to get good at animation, put out a good story that people enjoy, but honestly, if people made it through seasons 1 and 2, if people made it through the Machinima seasons, I think if we can get something that is as good or better than Minecraft, it doesn't have to be great animation, it just has to be better than Minecraft, really. So yeah, and then...
And I don't think that's too hard to meet.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't think so. We're finding out. But yeah, I do have something exciting for the stream. So we, for all of our viewers who are currently tuned in, alright, Random Dude is tuning out, so I think he lives quite far away, so that's actually going to...
He said that it's 10 p.m. where he is, so... Or something of the sort.
Yeah, he is, I think he's in India, if my memory serves. He watches Rolling Release on a regular basis. And then Raviolin's over in Russia. So this next thing that we're doing is really not going to be easy for me at all, but we've got a surprise giveaway that we're doing. I wanted to say a little thank you to our viewers who showed up. And so I've got an envelope here. For dramatic effect, I left the materials in the envelope. Haven't opened them up yet, and we'll see what we're giving away here. It is 2 objects, and based on what we're talking about, you might be able to guess what the giveaway is. So right now, yeah, Raviolin's still here. It's dedicated. So we've got right here some brand new, still in the plastic wrap, DVDs of Displaced. Got Season 1 here, Season 2 here. So you got the original, the OG, and then you got the one with, that's actually good. So yeah. Now, here's how this is going to work. I'm not. I actually didn't plan out how this is gonna work. I've never done a giveaway. Stephanie, have you ever done a giveaway on stream before?
No, I have not. I haven't seen it either.
All right. Well, what are we thinking? I'm thinking we'll have everyone who wants to enter into the giveaway say something in chat. Then I'll open up a spreadsheet, assign everyone a random number, and I'll use a random number generator on stream to pick it out. How's that sound? Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair.
All right. So we're picking one person for season 1, one person for season 2. If you get season 2 and you haven't seen season 1, you should watch that online first before you watch season 2 with the DVD. And hyping up here, I do want to point out the displaced merchandise is very high quality. Check this out. So here's the season 2 disc, and here's one that I've got open. This is my personal copy. So it's got the art on the front. It says nice displaced there on the back. It's got a synopsis, and on the inside, check it out. We got a full color disc here, and then we've got a full insert.
The camera
of
is
art.
lower than your hand.
Well, that's because
There you go.
the audience has a different camera right now. The audience is using a higher quality camera that I switched to, and it's running out of battery, so when it gets done, then I'll be talking to you guys again instead of above you.
Oh, okay.
Here's
Makes
season
sense.
1, though, and once again, you got the full color disc art, and got the full page insert. Now, for comparison, I've talked about, this was one of the last episodes of the Nerd on the Street Friday Night Hangout. I went on a rant about this.
All right, here we go.
Just a few days ago, actually, the Ruby Volume 4 DVD, and there goes my better camera. So I'll switch back here. The Ruby Volume 4 DVD came out, and I always get the DVD so I can listen to the commentary, because I like to see how Rooster Teeth does their stuff. So, I don't understand. Nerd on the Street has a lot of issues, right? We've got, we don't have the most resources. This is Jacob in a bedroom, in, a fifth of a bedroom here, and the bedroom is smaller than a dorm room would be. And as I put it in that Friday Night Hangout, that was the most... Nerd on the Street is a Linux-powered, in-your-parents' basement, low production quality type company. How is it that we are able to get better merchandise than Rooster Teeth? Higher quality. So this is the Ruby Volume 4 DVD here. And I know you guys can't feel this, but holding these two, the Ruby one actually feels pretty flimsy and cheap compared to the displaced one. This is a solid case. This one's lighter, and I actually, my Volume 3 one arrived pre-cracked. So this is not a sturdy case. My Volume 4 one actually got here and it's not cracked, but yeah. And now if you open up the Rooster Teeth one, here's what you get. You get black and white disc art, which looks marginally better than Light Scribe, but it's actually not even, it's got streaks and stuff across it, so the disc art's not even high quality, and then you've got a partial insert here. It's not even a full page insert. So this is something I think is really cool. We've got actual merchandise, and I talked about this on the podcast because I don't understand. Rooster Teeth has so many more resources than us. Why is our stuff more solid and better looking than their merchandise? Doesn't make sense, but I'm happy we got it. That wasn't... you guys can talk, It's a conversation.
I mean, is the disc flimsier?
Disc itself for the Rooster Teeth one, like I said, the case is definitely flimsier. I don't know if the disc itself is actually flimsier. Because
sometimes they just feel easily breakable. Thin.
Yeah, they do.
But
I don't know
even
if
the
I've,
material of the case looks better too.
Yeah. And yeah, we're using a place that they print a DVD whenever somebody orders one, so it's not Alright, so Rooster Teeth's DVD, compared to ours, they feel about the same. The bottom of Rooster Teeth's is that yellow, whereas the bottom of ours is the blue, which means that ours was burned while it was spinning, and this is one of those that was actually pressed professionally. Rooster Teeth's, obviously. But I mean, they both function the same, and yeah, I don't know if I've ever noticed certain discs feel different than other discs. That's an interesting
maybe
phenomenon.
It's just when you're intentionally breaking them that they feel flimsy. I don't know.
Possibly. I have intentionally broken some discs in the past. Linux installations that don't quite work the way I want them to.
We've done that a few times.
I mean,
Go ahead.
a short story, but when my brother was, I think when he was not even 2, I'd like to say, and he had casts on both arms. I used to play Xbox, the original Xbox, with him. I taught him how to play video games, and one day he got into all of the games, and he snapped my MechAssault DVD in half. And after that, we ended up having like 2 extra copies of MechAssault. So sometimes I just wonder how a 2-year-old can snap a CD in half.
Yeah, I mean, normally they're laminated and stuff, so it's kind of difficult. But it depends on what side you go at it from. Also, I don't know, a CD might... Michael? Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, your cameras went away for a sec. Michael, is a CD less, like, material than a DVD, do you know?
I actually don't know,
Okay.
but it would make sense, I guess, that it would be.
I just figured if one of us knew, it would probably be you. But
Yeah.
alright, so yeah, we've got still in the plastic wrap, Season 1, Season 2, now... Raviolin says he doesn't even have a DVD player. Not even on your computer, Raviolin? You've got to have, like, a way to get an optical drive for your computer, maybe.
I don't even have a CD insert on my computer. It's really frustrating.
Well, I've got a little USB one for my laptop, but my desktop has a couple CD players in them. Well, I don't know what to tell you, but you can at least have the merchandise for, you know, memory purposes. So people have asked me if I can do this on Blu-ray, and here's my thoughts on that. The reason why I do DVDs is 2 reasons. 1, so you have something physical to remember the series by, and 2, for the bonus features. You can get both of those things on the DVD. If you actually want to watch the series, I would honestly do it online because it's higher quality than a DVD. But yeah, that's the reason I don't do Blu-rays, also because Blu-rays are more expensive. But I think DVDs get the job done in terms of what DVDs need to be. So yeah, everyone who wants to enter into that giveaway, you're only eligible if you're on live.nots.co. Nobody's in any of other chats anyway, so that's fine. What's the code word they should say in chat if they want to enter into the... Just say displaced.
Pineapples.
Oh, or pineapples. Displaced or pineapples. Say one of those 2 words. And I'll open up LibreOffice Calc here. Alright, so I've got a spreadsheet, and I'll go ahead and type in the usernames of anyone who says... It'll be a minute delay here. Jeez. I don't know how much it's going to cost to send one of these to India and the other to Russia. That's going to be a little... I sent 2 to Canada for those streamers, and that was enough hassle, but, you know, I'll find a way, and, yeah. If anybody even wants them. I'm not seeing any... That would be really sad if I prepared for this giveaway and nobody wanted the DVDs.
Nobody participated.
I mean, Frog in the chat already has a Season 1 DVD because he is a Nerd Club member. He is welcome to enter into the giveaway for the Season 2. I don't know if I don't think I sent him a Season 2, but yeah. My
brother would probably enter if he wasn't, you know, on a boat in the middle of the ocean right now.
Hate it when you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean. That's just the most inconvenient thing when you're trying to enter into a giveaway. Random Dude says he doesn't... Random Dude says, I don't like EA. So that is not the code word to enter into the giveaway. The code word to enter into the giveaway is displaced or pineapples. All you gotta do is just type one of those 2 things. Free DVDs we're giving out here. I'm gonna give it like a couple minutes. We're not gonna spend all day on it because if nobody wants them, I'll give them away at RTX.
When you were telling us that we were gonna be doing a live stream, you said that we would be doing some talking and then afterwards we would play Minecraft or something.
Oh yeah, we might do that. We can do that. I didn't specifically plan anything, but that was like the backup if the stream like wasn't fun, so we can do that in a bit. Random Dude says PPAP. I will accept that as an entry. Let me put down Random Dude. Alright, Random Dude on the website entered into the giveaway here. What Random Dude asks, it's on YouTube, right? Displaced? Alright, Postal 1 is entering into the giveaway. And so we will enter Postal 1 is in the giveaway. And he's entering for Trina, he says, which is somebody who I know, who is in Australia. So I'm going to be shipping DVDs to either India, Russia, or Australia. This is the cheapest shipping ever. This is such a great idea. You guys are bankrupting the company as, like, we just formed the LLC and we're going to go bankrupt already. All right. I'm just waiting. If Raviolin wants one, then... Because Raviolin's been around for a while. That's the only reason I'm... But if he doesn't want one, then I won't enter him in. Right now, we've got 2 guaranteed giveaways. But if we get one more, somebody's getting left out. So that won't be a fun time. But... oh, wait. Random Dude says, no, don't send to me. So are you you're backing out of the giveaway?
Hey, we've got another one. Pineapple?
Jeez. Alright. So, Raviolin says he does not want to bankrupt Nuts. Raviolin, you won't bankrupt us? Feel free to enter. I'll give you, like... Alright, Random says if it's on YouTube, I'll maybe watch it. Alright. I'll put...
Maybe. No, you will. You will watch it. You don't have an option here.
So far, Random Dude has opted out, so we've got Kelly and Postal 1, and I'm hoping we can, let's at least have a little chance here. Come on. We've got, if Raviolin, yeah, Random Dude says he's shipping. Don't worry about the shipping fees, guys. I'm like, seriously, I'm just kidding with that. Like I said, I shipped some to Canada. It's not that big of a deal for a one-time thing. You showed up here, and I appreciate it so much that viewers are here. Because I talked about this a little earlier. Yeah, 5 years ago, this is like the same number of people we had in our chat room for live streams. Our live streams have not gotten more popular at all. We've grown a ton in terms of video views, but yeah, we still have to fight for every single viewer on the live stream. All right, so Random Dude does not like Minecraft, but it's not a Minecraft series, it's a machinima, but alright. Random Dude, you did opt out, so unless you tell me to opt you back in. Alright. And Raviolin has not told me that he wants to opt in yet.
Well...
Well, what?
No, I thought I recalled Raviolin submitting.
Oh, where was he? We got...
No, he didn't, but I thought I saw him say something. My bad.
Alright. And Frog, like I said, you're welcome to enter if you want that season 2. Once we catch up to this spot in the live stream, I'll go ahead and draw out of the 2 that we've got, but this is actually... I'll tell you this. Shipping's gonna be super cheap if these are the 2 people that win the freaking DVDs. Alright. I'm seeing where the stream is caught up to. Alright, well, we caught up to that spot. So, this is just awesome. Alright. So, we'll go ahead and do... Oops. Nope. What did I just open? Thanks, KDE. Alright, Chromium. Click. Alright, random.org. So, we've got here... Kelly took the spot of Random Dude, so she has number... Oops. Alright. Entry number 1, entry number 2. And here we have our random number generator. Minimum number is 1, maximum number is 2. So this is the drawing for the Displaced Season 1 DVD, as you can see there. Drawing for Season 1. I'm trying to situate the screen here. Alright. Season 1 DVD is going to Postal 1. Postal 1 gets the Displaced Season 1 DVD, yeah. So congratulations, Postal 1. Tell you what, Postal 1, send me a private message on the website containing your mailing address, and I'll get this to you right away. And then here's the Season 2 DVD. I mean, we'll click the random number generator. Yeah, there it goes to 1. Kelly, in the chat, gets Season 2 DVD of Displaced. So, Kelly, please send me a direct message on the website containing your mailing address, and I will send that to you. Alrighty.
Yeah, woo!
Hooray. So there's the giveaway. I was excited about that giveaway. Yeah. I can't believe we had one entry, 3 entries, and then 1 unentry. That was not exactly how I thought that would go, but that's fine. That's cool. I appreciate all the viewers being here anyway. And, yeah, so what was next? There was something... Oh, I mean, we got the highlight reel. I don't know if we want to watch that, or...
Part of it.
Yeah. It's shorter than the Adam video. So...
Well, I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing. Like I said, oh, right, yeah, part of it because it's not completely done yet. That is true. All right, let me find it here. All right, so yeah, it's called preview.mp4. So the end of it, I got all the way through, like halfway through Extra Life 2016. The end of it cuts off. When it cuts off, that's the part where I haven't gotten to yet. So we're going to go ahead and watch that, and then afterwards we can talk a little bit more and play some Minecraft. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Another dramatic pause there while I'm waiting for Stephanie and Michael to finish on the other
That
feet.
can't be the end of it.
Yeah.
No.
Like I said, this is one of those issues that I'm struggling to figure out how to get around because I've got work now, and even though I'm not going to school, because it's the summer, so I don't have school, I still find I don't have enough time to do everything I need to do. So I completely put everything else on pause. I stopped that rotoscoping video. Aside from rolling release, I've just been working on this highlight reel. And, yeah, I've been staying up to like 3 a.m. every single night and still getting up at a normal time every day and trying to finish that thing. And it takes a long time to go through 5 years of footage to find parts that are entertaining. The Extra Life stream is also hard because it's got music in the background already. So you have to find parts that don't have music. But yeah, that's the highlight reel right now. And, so yeah, that is, and I'll finish that up, I'll put some titles on it, and that will be uploaded eventually. As well as a Nerd on the Street 5-year trailer for our YouTube channel. I'll also be doing that. But yeah, what did you guys think of the highlights?
I like it.
It was good.
Yeah, I wanted to take a step back from the technology montages, and even though the first few things were tech stuff, obviously, because tech stuff is a big part of our company, we've also done like all of those Friday night hangouts. Like, you don't realize how much time me and Adam spent together doing those. Extra Life obviously was a huge thing, and yeah, both seasons of Displaced. There were some moments from the Displaced commentary in there, but nothing too valuable because you still got to buy the DVD if you want all the commentary. But yeah, Random Dude asked. Oh, go ahead.
I always liked listening to you and Adam talk for the Friday night hangouts. The podcasts. It was just interesting to listen to.
Yes. And some of that stuff was taken out of context. Some of it's strange, even with context. But yeah, it's definitely fun to go back and listen to those. Random Dude asked a couple questions. First, he said, why do you always pause after a clip? That's because Michael and Stephanie are watching the stream the same as you, and so I'm watching the clip here, and then I have to pause for me and wait for the stream for them to catch up to when the clip's done before I start talking to them. That's why I pause. And then Random Dude also asks, does Displaced Season 2 only have 12 episodes? That is correct. It's about 30 minutes shorter than Season 1, but it only has 12 episodes. The episodes were a lot longer in Season 2. So yeah, everyone in the chat, let me know what you thought of the highlight reel. And like I said, I will finish that up. Yeah. Aside from that, it's, was someone going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so is it better to have many short episodes or fewer longer episodes? That's like the big question on YouTube with like any kind of video, but has anyone said anything to you about Displaced?
Nobody's said anything to me about it because it hasn't gotten very many viewers. At that stream where we watched them, on the DVDs, they're actually a little bit different because Season 1, the DVD, has a pause between each episode, even on the DVD. Season 2, if you watch it on the DVD, there's no intros, no outros, no pauses at all. So watching it long form, it's better to have no intros and outros, but that doesn't answer your question about it. Is it good to have longer episodes or shorter? The thing about having short episodes is you have to have 38 different folders and 38 different recording files, and you make 38 different independent musical background musics. You know, you have to make 38 different sections of music. You have to make 38 different editing files, and you have to, you know, basically every episode you start over a certain number of the stuff, and you have to start over 38 different times when there's lots of small episodes. With the longer episodes, you don't have to, assuming that you make the same amount of content overall, and then you don't have to start over with as much, and it's easier when you have longer episodes. So yeah.
Postal One says, who were the two guys that wanted to be voice actors for Displaced?
That is a good question. One of those guys was Mike Kroon, and the other one is named Westy. And Mike he is a member of the Internet Box podcast, which was a 4-time winner of the Podcast Awards Audience Choice Award. So that was an extremely popular podcast for a time, and they have, Internet Box is shut down because most of the Internet Box people got hired by Rooster Teeth, and then they stopped doing Internet Box and started their own thing at Rooster Teeth. Mike did not get hired by Rooster Teeth. He interned there for a little while. But yeah, Mike is a friend of Rooster Teeth, and he is a member of a very popular podcast, and that's why I was excited when they watched our series on stream and they liked it. And, yeah, they've agreed to do some voices for Season 3 of Displaced, so there will be people who watch Season 3 because they're in it. Like, that will boost our popularity. Just that stream alone, that they showed it, we probably doubled the number of people who have seen Displaced in that one night. So, yeah.
Okay.
And then also, it's really nice when you've got people who are, like, involved with Rooster Teeth watching your show, because you don't have to explain what a machinima is, because they already know what it is.
Yeah.
I talked to Adam, like, last year when me and Adam were at RTX 2016, it was really cool. People would ask what's on the back of our shirt, and we'd say it's a machinima that we make, and, you know, they'd say, oh, that's really cool. They wouldn't ask what a machinima is, because everyone there already knows. Yeah. Yeah, something that I've been struggling with has been, in terms of the technology and creativity thing, is figuring out what exactly we're trying to do in terms of audiences there. Because if you'll recall from the December update, I was trying to kind of say I want people watching for the creative videos, and then technology is like supporting the creative videos, but that's not the reality. That was a wish that I wanted, but that's not the reality of what we have going on here. We've got a lot of people watching our tech videos because they want to learn about Linux, and because they like seeing stuff about computers. The wide majority of them do not care about the entertainment videos. And then, likewise, even though I think a lot of people who watch entertainment videos online do enjoy behind-the-scenes stuff, some of those people aren't going to necessarily want to know how the show is made. They just want to enjoy the show. So I think that something that I'll be considering going forward is that we're kind of playing to two different audiences. And I talked about this a little bit in the my video about System 76 Superfan that I did, where we've got two different communities. We've got the technology community and the entertainment community that we're trying to break into. The technology community, we're like decently established. Obviously, we're not a large presence, but like we've got that going. We've got a technology following. Entertainment community, we are not established there at all. Even though we've got 2 seasons of an entertainment series, I think we need to find some ways to really promote that in the ways that you would promote a creative video, and not necessarily just promoting it through the tech videos like I have been. That's something I want to change going forward. But yeah, it's one interesting time that I learned about the differences between technology and creativity. Just a little story. So ever since System 76, you guys both know about the System 76 thing that I did, right?
Yes.
All right. So I heard Stephanie said no. So Stephanie, you remember a while ago in chat, I sent out in Rocket Chat that System 76 picked me as a winner for the #Superfan76 contest. Remember that?
Chat room.
You responded, "Woo, that's great."
I remember something.
Yeah, so basically this computer company who I bought my laptop from and did a review on it, they flew me out to their headquarters in Denver for a
Yeah,
weekend.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And that's the first time I've ever been to a Linux community event, and that was kind of also what got me thinking about this whole maybe we should make our mission statement about the free and open stuff, because the people at that event, they didn't know what machinima was before I explained it to them, but after I explained it to them, more normal people, when you explain what a machinima is, they would say, oh, that's cool, I might think about watching it. What these people said was, that's really cool that you're doing that using Linux, and and they are more inclined to watch it because they want to see what I'm doing with Linux. The Linux community is a really, really strong community, and I kind of, for a long time, I didn't want to be locked down to Linux. You know, I was doing Windows videos and Mac videos too, but I think by focusing in on Linux, we're going to get stronger supporters than if we were doing general stuff. So that System 76 thing, I met a bunch of other Linux users, and I also met a lot of the System 76 employees. Most of them were at that event, and I got to talk to them, and then I've got a Telegram, a chat group with everyone who was at that event in it, and we all talk from time to time. Just the other day, somebody was asking what torrent clients everyone likes to use. One of the journalists is writing a piece on Linux torrent clients, and he wanted to ask what everyone used, and we were all discussing the different programs that we use. But a while back, they were talking about one of their new computers, and everyone was getting excited about this new laptop that System 76 put out. And I offhandedly said, yeah, your company's definitely built around hype. That's really cool. And they got really triggered by me saying that. They were not happy when I said your company's built on hype. They said, hey, what are you talking about? We're built on hype. You came here and saw what we're doing. We're not. And I realized that the word hype has some different connotations based on the different people that you're talking to. So on the online video community, specifically the Rooster Teeth community, when we say we're getting hyped about something, what do you guys think when I say there's lots of hype around this?
Excited.
Yeah.
Excitement.
Right, exactly. That was what I was thinking, because in the Rooster Teeth community, if we're all getting hyped about a new show, all aboard the hype train, and we're all excited for this new show to come out.
That's really for any kind of show.
Right.
I can't see how it would be used any other way.
Well, here's the thing, and this is something that you might not know because you're not in the tech community, but I couldn't believe I didn't think of this before I typed that. In the tech community, if you call something super hyped up, then you're implying that it did not live up to the hype. If you call a smartphone, oh, that smartphone's all hype, then you're saying it's not worth it, it just has lots of advertising. And so yeah, these people thought that I was insulting their company, when in fact I was trying to give them a compliment. And that was a moment when I realized, these are really two different, these are two distinct audiences. We've got technology people think differently, and they have different connotations about different things than just general people on the internet do. So yeah, I think the creative channel, going forward, we're going to kind of gear it less toward tech people and more toward general people. But then the important part is that we're still doing everything with free and open software, and we want to spread free and open software by making cool content using it. And then when people say, oh, what are you using to make this awesome Display Season 3? That was awesome. What software did you use? Did you use Premiere? And I'll say, no, actually, I used a free and open editor called Canon Live. And lost my train of thought there.
The comments got to you?
Yeah, I was reading the chat a little bit. But yeah, we're going to try and... Oh, right, I remembered where I was going with that now. When you go to these events, like when we were at RTX, people were asking questions about what tools did you use to make this show, what do you use to make that, and people online do like to see behind the scenes stuff. So I do think that if we can make a show that people enjoy, and then they find out that it was made using Linux, then we're likely to get future people making shows, and even just future people to be using free and open software, rather than starting and out front advertising this show is made with free software. Then people might change their expectations going into it. I think if we can impress people when they're just going into it blind and just looking for a creative show, if we treat them as a separate audience and just try and play to that, just general entertainment for the creative channel, and then I think it can still aid free and open software by raising publicity for it. So yeah. Random Dude
So
says
just
kind of a
let
stretch.
them-
Yeah. This whole company's kind of a stretch, Random Dude. Thanks for your input. What did you? What were you gonna say, Stephanie?
I was gonna say, just kind of like let them find out that it's all free and open source.
I mean, we're not gonna hide it, but you know, don't assume that they're going in with low expectations, basically. Because if I tell someone this was made using free and open software, that's what this sort of was for season 2. I was like telling everyone on the tech channel, hey, I'm making this using Linux, so you should go and watch it and keep in mind that I use Linux. And by doing that, I'm hoping that they'll be interested in a Stargate story because they like Linux. I'm hoping that those two things correlate, which they don't. And then I'm also hoping that they will lower their expectations for the show, knowing that I use Linux and not one of the mainstream operating systems. Which isn't necessarily fair, because we could be using one of the mainstream operating systems. We're choosing not to, because we think Linux is better. So we want to let people know that we're using free and open software, but we don't want to lead with that. We want to lead with, here's a cool show, on the creative side. Now, on the tech side, likewise, I kind of went overboard with that idea where, oh, that's, be a general thing again. That was my mistake in that December channel update. I went overboard with the, let's get a general audience again. And I was like, we're not focusing on tech anymore. And that's a huge mistake, because tech is a big part of what we do. And we have a lot of tech followers. So, yeah, my point is that I've kind of been flip-floppity about it. Like, oh, we're doing Linux, or we're doing general, or we're doing this or that. And I think instead of flipping between the two, we need to acknowledge that the technology audience and the creative audience are different. I have acknowledged that they are different. And going forward, like when we start making Display Season 3, I'm not going to tell people on the tech channel. I'll let people know that's happening, but I'm more going to be talking to people online who are looking for like Stargate fan fiction, or who are looking for amateur animations to watch, not necessarily talking to the Linux community about watching our creative content, because they are completely different things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, yep. So that is, I mean, I've ranted a fair amount during this stream, and I know that, yeah, Michael and Stephanie, it's always awkward when I've got other people with me and I'm talking about the whole company thing, because once again, my goal is eventually to have, I mean, the first priority would be getting an office so that I have space and a place to go to do it, and to do videos, and that's a twofold thing. Number one, physical space, because in this room, I have to freaking drape a green screen up on my furniture in my room just to make this look semi-professional at all. It's really difficult to get a good camera shot in here.
I feel as though having space and a place to go makes producing videos and getting the job done so much easier, because I can relate with you with having not very much space. And in my situation, my dad's running a company, and this is the workshop that we use for the company. And during business hours from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., there's going to be people walking in and out of this place, making phone calls, doing
really?
this, doing that. And I haven't touched my computer in months because I can't disrupt what they're doing.
Yeah.
I can't talk on my microphone, and I don't have room to put my computer in my room, because my room it barely fits me.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, and I had a basement that I could make videos in, and it was basically just a Nerd on the Street basement, except for all the boxes that I was allowed to move. I was really lucky to have that space for a few years. And now that I don't, yeah, I'm sure that what I've got right now probably seems better than what you've got right now, Stephanie. You're probably like, oh, what's Jacob complaining about compared to what your situation is? But even what I've got now is a downgrade from what we had for a while. And yeah, I mean, there's just not physical space to do stuff sometimes. You can't, it's just like, how do you expect me to make a video If you go and listen to the episodes of Rolling Release, like 3 out of those 4, you can hear lawnmowers in the background. This morning, I was telling the people on the video call with me, I've got a tarp on my wall right now because there's construction going on in the freaking next room over, because the person who owns this house fancies himself a handyman and he's knocking down walls and crap. It's really difficult to find times when there's no sound coming from outside, especially
You could be
fitting
like
into my
Captain
schedule.
Sparkles and just like make videos through the construction. Can't count how many videos he made with helicopters, construction across the street, with cars going down. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's just there is a practical amount of there's a point where you have to say, this is not reasonable for making videos. Unfortunately, this is all I've got right now. But once again, I'm going to sound crazy saying it. One day, Nerd on the Street is going to have an office, and it's going to be a physical location that is just for Nerd on the Street, just for making videos and stuff. And another part to that is also the mental part. It was really nice when I moved Nerd on the Street out of my bedroom into that basement at that other house, because I'm not doing everything in the same place. Like, I would do homework upstairs, but then when I'm downstairs, it's primarily for Nerd on the Street. It's a mental thing to get focused, and when you're trying to make videos in the same space that you're also doing all of your other living, it also is not as easy to focus on things, I find. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Being able to do a lot of things in one little space definitely makes things difficult. Because you're right, that whole mindset and being able to focus. Because I have nowhere else in my house to go to do things like homework, I do everything in my room. I don't leave my room, which is, when I'm not at work and I'm not at school, I'm in my room and preferably sleeping. But most of the time, I'm not. And it always was very difficult to pay attention to what I was trying to do, or the mental state would just be so cluttered that I would forget everything.
Yeah.
There's so many things to do in one small space that you can't put a hand over everything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just overworked, or a little too the to-do list is a little too long.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's a big, it keeps coming back to time, because we can do anything we want if we have the time. Give us 10 years, we can make Display Season 3. Or give us 24 hours a day instead of 3, and we can make Display Season 3. But time is a big factor. But yeah, eventually, even though I know that it's going to be a while before Nerd on the Street funds me as a person. That is why I'm going to college. But yeah, eventually I do want to get an office for Nerd on the Street, and we can't do that with $17 a month. How much are we getting on Patreon right now? And I don't like to shame our viewers, and the people who are here aren't the ones that need to be told this, but we're getting $17 per month on our Patreon page. That's not really funding much of anything at all, let alone a physical space. And after 5 years of work, I'm hoping that soon some of the audience will see a reason to give back a little bit and keep us going. And we're in a nice period right now for content creators. Stephanie, I don't know if you've noticed this, but there is a huge culture online right now. I don't know if this is everywhere. At least the channels that I follow, Rooster Teeth especially, there's a big culture right now of like, stop demanding so much from content creators. Appreciate your content creators. And every time I see that kind of stuff, I never really buy into it. As a content creator, I don't want my viewers, bending over backwards to meet my needs. I'm supposed to be making my viewers happy. But we are in a good time right now to be content creators, because right now there is a culture. Have you noticed that at all, where it's like people are, more than ever, they're like saying, oh, this is free content, you guys should be more appreciative. I don't agree with that thinking, but I'm seeing it very prevalent. Have you seen that?
I've always seen something of that sort. Personally, I have felt that at times it's kind of like a mood swing. At times where you're watching a series and you don't have the next episode, that's something that you're like, oh my god, where is it? They need to do better job. But in all actuality, they're just another person. They're doing their job. It's how they do things. They're not going to be able to give you all the results that you want right on the spot. So to me, it's kind of if they don't, they're not going to be able to bend backwards for the viewers, and that the viewers could have some kind of sympathy and kind of relax a little bit at times. But I guess that's just two different sides of things where the creator is supposed to create content as much as they can. Well, there's a limit to how much they can make.
Right. And I mean, part of the reason that I don't buy into that kind of thing, I don't like to shame viewers on a regular basis, because I am a viewer. You know, I get pissed off at Rooster Teeth for a lot of things that come out of some of their mouths, and I get pissed off when Jupiter Broadcasting starts messing with their shows and changing formats. And as a viewer, I get angry about some things, and then when I go and turn around and now I'm in content creator mode, I want to not have people get mad about me about those same things. So like we've gotten negative comments on some of the rolling release episodes, and I've sent those over to Mark and I've said, hey, check out this negative comment somebody left, and he responds and he just says, oh yeah, it's just a negative comment, everyone gets those. And I said, no, you can't just write it off like that. Like, this is a comment. Somebody typed that out and left it. We have to take this into account. And he said, you know, every channel gets negative comments. It's not a big deal if this is happening because, you know, everyone's got trolls and stuff. But I don't like that thinking. I think that, you know, you cannot always make every viewer happy. I know that. There's always going to be that one guy who's never happy about anything. But we can at least try. We can respect every single one of our viewers, and if somebody has a comment, even if it's negative, even if, you know, you can't just say, oh, they're just a troll, that's not constructive. No, I do like to take everything into account that we get, even if it seems overly negative, because if somebody's leaving overly negative stuff, there's probably a reason for it. Even if it's not a good reason, there's probably a reason they're doing it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the reason I said all that is because right now we are in this culture where viewers are kind of being told that they need to respect their content creators more, and even though, once again, that's not what I personally say, I do kind of hope that people will take a look. You know, I mean, you saw that highlight reel. You can go back and watch the 4-year montage for most of the tech videos we've made. We've made a lot of content. We have made a lot of content, and some of it's even been good. So I hope that viewers can realize that we're not going to, and there's the part where we are going to be able to keep doing it, whether we're getting paid or not, but we're not going to be able to improve without getting paid more than $17 per month. We're never going to be an independent company on $17 per month. And we've got 5,000 YouTube subscribers now. We've got all those people who comment about how I saved their priceless videos with fixing MP4s, and we've got people saying, oh, thanks for showing me how to rip DVDs. And we've got people saying, oh, you know, thanks for showing me KDE, it's an alternative desktop environment, I really like it. Like, we're helping people out, and I just hope that it's going to get repaid at some point, because that's the only way that this is ever going to work. And since I've made the decision to not give up until it works, it would really be a shame if we go our whole lifespan of the company and us just making freaking $17 per month. We need to, it's sort of a chicken and egg thing, because we need to make more content before people feel that it's worthwhile to give us their money. I understand that side of it, but at the same time, people do need to realize that we can't make more content until we get money. Right now, you know, once again, every day that I go into work, when I'm driving to work, I'm always thinking I'm going to make the same amount today that I would making 2 months worth of YouTube videos. And as long as that statement is true, I'm going to have to keep working. And I know I'm going to have to keep doing that for a long time, but we can at least try and lower the gap Yeah, and once again, the people who we're talking to right now aren't the people who necessarily need to hear this, even though, like, a random dude's not a Nerd Club member, and neither is Raviolin, but Frog is. But yeah, it's something that our YouTube viewers really should hear more than anything, but they don't show up to live streams. So there's nothing we can really do except
you're
continue
not
making
wrong.
videos. Yeah.
You're definitely not wrong.
So, yeah.
am.
Go ahead.
So, has there a while back when the 1080 came out for I don't know why, but I just thought of this. The GeForce GTX 1080.
Mm-hmm.
That came out. How long ago would you say? Like a year ago?
Probably about
6 months ago?
I have no idea. Actually, I do. It was like November, October, September.
Because it was roughly $600 or $800.
Is that a question?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I do not follow graphics cards. Michael, do you know?
I think it was.
I didn't follow the 1080 launch at all.
I think it was around
That
600.
sounds about right, though.
And now they have a 1080 Ti, and I don't know if that's supposed to be the same thing but better.
They always
next
release a TI.
Yeah, it's like the next card.
Well, it's like a step up in the series, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to get a better graphics card, although, I mean, looking at my channel, how I don't ever get to play games anymore. So I don't know if I would necessarily need it. That, or I could get another capture card. Help out a little bit, maybe. Because I just remembered that I have some money saved up that I would like to use because it's meant for gaming, it's meant for the channel, and I don't quite know. Random Dude says that the 1080 Ti is a big step up. Are you saying that it's a big step up from the 1080, or?
Yeah, Random Dude, I also want to know, what are you doing that a 1080 can't do? Because, I mean, the 1080 it was really top of the line. So I don't. What are you playing, and what settings are you using that you need that extra boost from the Ti? Hello, Dirk Dozer. Good to see you've tuned in.
Welcome.
You
I wanna
missed a couple of
see
things, but that's okay.
yeah, quite a bit of things.
Random Dude just said yes, so that doesn't.
Great explanation.
Yes to all the
Yes.
questions.
Everything. Just yes. Maybe I should take the time to live stream today and talk more about Nerd on the Street. Maybe if I'm able to pull more people into my live stream, because there was someone that I had actually talked to recently, and they had acknowledged every time I had updated my audience about this live stream. They were like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome." They would like every post, and they're not here.
Who was it?
So, Snowball.
She was here for a bit, or they were here for a bit. I saw their username in the chat for a little bit.
Okay.
At the users in chat room.
I was a little worried because Snowball is always there.
Yeah, I don't think she said anything in the chat, but she was in the list at the bottom at one point. She has. They haven't been for a while, but
If I send them a message, they might respond eventually.
perhaps. But yeah, with you talking about like you promoting Nerd on the Street, Stephanie, since this is the real cast here, we're just opening up. I've always felt awkward about your interaction with Nerd on the Street because you've also got your own channel, and I'm not saying that we're necessarily competing, but
If we were,
Well-
you'd still be winning.
no, I guess we kind of are competing a bit because you've got your channel and you've got your Patreon and you've got your this and that, and Nerd on the Street has our own stuff. So I've always I don't want to tell you to promote Nerd on the Street because I'm not trying to tell you to shut your own thing down. But then I'm also not going to tell you not to promote Nerd on the Street because obviously, honestly, I care more about Nerd on the Street than I do about your channel. And I think that you care more about Stephanie Tsunami than you care about Nerd on the Street. But that's the part that I don't know. That's an assumption.
So I thought of Stephanie Tsunami as a business. Anytime someone ever talked to me about like, oh, you just do YouTube, I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you so emotional over this? And I'm like, no, I am treating this professionally and I want it to be business-like.
Yeah.
But it never did pan out. The channel stopped doing well. That first year that I had my channel, I went from 0 subscribers to 150 in the first few months, up to the year, and that was an amazing jump, coming from how poor equipment I had to use.
Yeah.
But the Patreon stopped working. I don't get anything from Patreon. I haven't been in contact with my gaming partners in over a year. The last time that I live streamed with Druno, Megaminx, and one of Druno's friends. And even then, there wasn't very much interaction in the chat. I didn't get very many views from it. And I was always too busy to have another chat. But it's plateaued for me, and with so many other things, I have 2 jobs, and now I have to worry about college. And I also have things to do for Nerd on the Street that I think for me, my channel is just going to be kind of my name. My name in Nerd on the Street isn't just Stephanie. I'm not just another participant. I am somebody that has their own ground. My name has a backstory to it. And I think that's just something that I would prefer to be there and not necessarily be competition.
Yeah.
If I want to like tie it to Rooster Teeth and say, well, if you look at so-and-so from Rooster Teeth, they might have their famous YouTube channel. They might have their famous Instagram page.
Right.
But they are a part of Rooster Teeth. And a lot of people know them because of Rooster Teeth, but now they also know them because of their YouTube channel. Right.
The key difference there is that Rooster Teeth, for a long time, they had a policy where you couldn't make money off of streams, and then when some people left the company, then they changed that policy. But the key difference there is that they're all Rooster Teeth employees. They are getting paid by Rooster Teeth, and they're not trying to compete because that's their job, and they're all in on that. So the part that I'm not sure about with you is if you're still trying to bring Stephanie Tsunami as a channel back. I understand you're keeping the name, but like gaming streams. Now, we're not going to start doing gaming streams anytime soon because we decided those did not fit our company. But back 6 months ago, you were doing gaming streams for Nerd on the Street, and you would have the link to the Nerd on the Street Patreon up, and then sometimes you would do streams for Stephanie Tsunami, and you had a different Patreon link up. And that's what I didn't like, was where it's like you're working for, I know even if you don't think of it as competition, you're working for 2 different groups, and people can choose to give money to one or the other. And once again, I'm not going to tell you to shut your thing down and give money to Nerd on the Street, but now that we're an LLC, that actually can help because you guys can have some sort of assurance that the money is not just going into my pocket, the money is actually being used for the company. But
right.
But yeah, I'm still. So are you planning to continue making money off of Stephanie Tsunami at all in the future? And it's okay if you don't know this, or if if this is something you'd feel more comfortable talking about in your own content rather than ours, but.
So, with Stephanie Tsunami, I never did make money off of YouTube. So I can make as many YouTube videos as I want, and I'm not going to make any money off of it.
Right.
And that's perfectly fine with me because that means that I can maintain my YouTube channel.
Mhm.
However, with my Patreon, that was more so only my friends supported me.
Yeah.
Only my friends saw that, hey, maybe she needs a little help. And rather than going through PayPal to send me money or send me a check to my address,
Yeah,
they can just go
GoFundMe or
through
something.
Patreon and say, yeah, they can just go through Patreon and say, I want to give her X amount until I decide that, you know, she doesn't need it. And that's basically what happened. I had one of my closer friends that I'm visiting this summer. He gave me $1 every month and then said, oh, I can't anymore because I lost the card or something happened. Like, that's totally okay because you're still there to support me. And another friend had said, well, I don't have any more money. I'm like, that's okay. You attend every live stream and I have your back and you have mine. Now, my main contributor, Druno, I haven't talked to him in a really long time, but he had just bought a house. He had just started doing a lot of more adult things
Yeah.
that required money and said that maybe this $50 a month isn't really, you know, it's taking up more of
Yeah.
my, you know,
That
house
was
funds.
that was crazy when he was doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all right. So hearing that, it makes me a little more comfortable bringing you in on things and assuming that you're okay working for the company and not having that secondary.
Myself.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know I'm still not entirely sure. I don't think you're entirely sure. You can tell me if it's wrong, but like once you start college, you know, me and Adam last year. Well, Adam was at a community college, and then he moved to university. He didn't know what was going to happen, and then I started college last year. We had no idea what to expect, and the experience ended up being very different for me than what I was expecting. So yeah, I'm not trying to plan our whole future on you doing things or not doing things right now, because I will totally understand if your circumstances change once you get to college and you find that you have more or less time, or your lifestyle changes or whatever. Yeah, that could still happen. But yeah, we'll talk about stuff at like displaced animation and possible gaming stuff. Adam was saying toward the end of his video, when I was asking if he would do displaced and extra life, he said, well, I'd still like to be in other stuff too. I don't just want to do those two things. Well, the thing is, I gave Adam every opportunity throughout the first 4 years that we had to make content on his own, that I'm not holding his hand and guiding him the entire way. Like, I told him, you know, if you want to make gaming videos with just you, or if you want to find other people to do gaming videos with, you can do that. And he never took me up on that. He, yeah, basically it's just like he never took the initiative. But yeah, so it's kind of the same way in terms of like gaming videos. That's why our gaming channel's never taken off, is because nobody's ever wanted to make gaming videos. But if you don't have time to do that, like, you know, we can wish we had all the time in the world, but that's not going to give us more time. We do have to pick out the projects that are going to be most important to us, and we have to dedicate our time to those. And for me personally, that is Tech Channel first and Displaced second, and then nothing else really below that other than Extra Life. But yeah, as you continue in your life, you can figure out where all of that falls.
I'm kind of stressed about how college is going to work out, because I am going to be staying in a dorm, and I don't know if my roommate is quite comfortable with me doing all kinds of other things. And the specific dorm that I'm in gets quite noisy. However, I am hoping that I am taking all art classes. I mean, minus a psychology and an English credit. All of my other classes are art. I don't know if that's meaning that I'm going to get a little more time by myself to work on a couple of things. But like I had said earlier, there's a long list of things that I want to do and that I want to figure out. However, there's no predicting the future.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a lot easier to have a space to go to get work done.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty in the future, and yeah, once again, that's something I'm still struggling with even after the whole year that I had. And switching colleges wasn't it. Once again, I'm happy with the decision that I made there, but not everyone in my life was happy that I did that. I've had kind of I wouldn't call this my best year personally. I hope that you have a good year at college, and whatever happens, wherever you find yourself, then you can, we'll be here for whatever help you can provide. But yeah, the important thing, really, is that if you want to keep making content, no matter how much your life changes, you don't stop dreaming, you don't give up. And yeah, that was something that I was going to kind of emphasize more on the stream. Once again, I kind of decided not to go so heavy on that because I'm not doing a section of the stream with just me, and I don't want to bore you guys. But yeah, I think I was just going to bring up, I think we're living in this is a little bit unrelated, but we're living in a culture right now where we're telling people are telling their children to follow their dreams all the time, right? That is a general sentiment, at least in this country. But then when you actually go and do that, then there are some interesting standards that you have to hold to, such as going to university and getting a stable job. And sometimes following your dream doesn't mean doing those things. But yeah, it's something I could make a different video on. But yeah, I'm personally still dreaming. I haven't given up through college. And yeah, we'll see what happens when you get there. In the chat room, we've got some people just now showing up and asking some unrelated questions. So we'll get to some of those. They probably showed up and whoa, what's going on here?
Right.
Dirk Dozer asks, somebody said something about voice actors for Display Season 3. So can you explain that? Yep, so we've got Mike Kroon from the Internet Box podcast and his streaming partner Westy. They're going to be voice actors in Display Season 3. Internet Box was a 4-time winner of the Podcast Award Audience Choice. So yeah, that's a very popular person that will be in Display Season 3. And then what is your preferred version on Linux, asks John the Shredder. Arch Linux is my preferred version. Hey Michael, what's your preferred version of Linux? What's your preferred distro? Mint?
Yep.
Alright, how about you, Stephanie?
We're talking about Linux, correct?
Yes.
I have never touched Linux.
Alright.
I don't know what it looks like.
So yeah, that's some answers to your questions. Yeah. Alright.
Why is Arch your favorite?
Why is Arch my favorite? Well, I like that it comes with nothing installed by default. So there's nothing installed that I don't need. Also, when I do want to install something, it's a lot easier to do because Arch has the most... it's got an all-encompassing repository, and anything that's not in that is in the Arch user repository. So any program under the sun I can install from my repositories rather than having to go and add third-party ones like you do with Ubuntu and Mint PPAs. Mm-hmm. Those are the main reasons. Package management is a big reason. So.
Yeah. I can say my least favorite was Elementary OS.
That was your least? Not CentOS?
Cent was alright. I just didn't like the way Elementary worked in terms of the desktop stuff.
I like Pantheon on Elementary, but that's just me. How about some Minecraft, guys? Want to play some Minecraft?
Let's do it.
Are we going to play in the mod pack?
That's a good question. Oh, hey, we got a Twitch viewer, live.nots.co, to chat with us in the mod pack. Yeah, do we want to play mod pack? Do we want to play, like, survival games or something?
Let's see if I can get Tekkit Technic to open first? I don't even remember my.
Yeah, I'm not troubleshooting Java problems today. That's not happening in the stream.
I don't even have Technic installed right now.
Hey, we have 17 users on our Hey, we were gonna invite people onto the Discord to talk to us. Does anyone want to? Anyone in the chat? Let's check out the. I'm gonna open up my Discord. That was a thing. So yeah, and actually, Jitsy's got a feature built in where they can call us on a phone too. That's pretty cool.
Strange.
Yeah, you can apparently call 1-512-402-2718, and it will connect you to our video call here on your phone. But if you don't want to deal with that, yeah, anyone...
Super Frogman is in voice channel general on Discord.
Alright.
So is Raviolin.
You guys want to join voice channel? I don't know how this is going to go, because these people are... Some of them are just sort of like gaming channel followers, not necessarily tech, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. Michael, you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, you gonna join Discord? I think we should all go in at once. I don't want to be in there by myself.
I don't think I'm able to.
We're gonna get mommed by the audience. Why not?
Because it's not installed on this laptop.
No, you can. It's web client. Remember? That's why it's cool.
Go
to discord.nots.co. It'll pipe you right in.
Alright.
Yeah, we've got quite a few viewers now. We should have waited to do the giveaway until right now, but
yeah. Well, it always waits until the end.
Yeah, you have to install.
Where are you seeing that we have 17 viewers?
Where?
You said that we have 17?
17 people in the Discord online, but I mean, there's like Claire in there. I haven't heard from her since she was on the podcast. Well, I guess I talked to her in February, but there's lots of people who just hang out in our Discord. All right. Yeah, we're going to join General in a moment here. Raviol was in there and then he left. But what?
It says that Tony's online too, but...
Yeah, see, people just leave Discord running, so... It also says McDoodly is here, and he's not here.
He is not.
All right.
All right, everyone ready to join General?
Yeah.
Why, of course.
All right, 1, 2, 3. We have been streaming for like 4 hours now. Yeah. Hey, I want to thank everyone who showed up. This is miles better than our 4-year live stream was. We had, you know how many viewers we had for that? We had 1 part of the time for that one. So yeah, this was awesome.
Part of the time.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, everyone, and hopefully, I know we talked about a lot of stuff, and I know the future's kind of uncertain, but I hope you all continue to enjoy our content and stick around. So yeah, guess we'll do I've never done a sign-off with the audience on before, but yeah, Michael and Stephanie, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you being
here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
For the stream.
Okay, my mic stopped working for literally like 20 minutes.
Alright. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and call the stream now. But yeah, thanks everyone for 5 years of Nerd on the Street. And, yeah, stay subscribed. Keep checking out videos.
Keep sharing with your friends.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to mention, is anyone in the chat going to RTX this year? Alright, that's a no then. Okay. Alright, never mind. So yeah, thanks for showing up, everyone. And yeah, I'll see you next stream. I'm Jacob Kaufman with Nerd on the Street, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.